to host Vice President Kamala Harris. The comments from Elon Musk come after his live stream conversation with former President Trump last night.
Former President Trump took questions from ex-founder Elon Musk for over 2 hours, discussing a range of topics on top of mind for voters, from inflation to immigration. Trump attacking Harris for promising to fix the border when she could fix it now as vice president, and for promising to lower prices and tackle inflation when she helped create the problem by pushing through trillions in new government spending.
Fox's Hillary Vaughn there. Vice President Harris appears cautious rolling out her platform as she aims to become the next president. On health care, Fox's Madison Allworth reports many are questioning if she'll stick to her previous push to end private insurance.
Vice President Kamala Harris has not yet outlined her official view for health care in this election, but we do have her past record and her 2019 presidential campaign to look at for clues. So Vice President Kamala Harris has been a vocal supporter of Medicare for All, co-sponsoring the bill with Senator Bernie Sanders when she was senator in 2017, and then campaigning on the platform in 2019. On the campaign trail, she called for the end to private insurance and more. Harris has advocated for Medicare for All with a 10-year phase-in period and allowing private insurers to continue if they operate with Medicare plans.
Harris has not granted a solo media interview since President Biden dropped his re-election bid. A new report shows inflation continues to ease. Fox's Edward Lawrence.
The producer price index shows that inflation is coming down for businesses with the stuff that they buy. Now, what's overlooked in this report is that the last 2 months were revised up, but it does show a trend of slowly coming down for inflation.
Inflation is down from its 4-decade high back in 2022, but critics say it remains stubbornly high. America's listening to Fox News.
In these crazy times, there's peace of mind in security. Security for our country, for our leaders, security for our families. You are not financially secure if all your eggs are in one basket. Gold and silver are an excellent way to diversify your savings. And through our friends at Birch Gold Group, you can own physical gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account.
Text the word PROTECT to the number 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Text PROTECT to 989898 today.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove-wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
All right, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How you doing? With Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Philander, and it's Tuesday. Oh, God, here we go.
Oh, the day I was born.
We just got a little texting from Wayne, no offense, former producer of the Kimmer Show. And he's alive. He's alive, but he sent along a picture of the new Wheaties boxes. You know, when I was a kid, the first memory I have of a star athlete on a Wheaties box was Bob Richards, the Olympic champion.
Never heard.
That was probably, I'm sure. Hell, it had to be 1956 or something, you know. And ever since then, and then there were sports. Anyway, but it was Bob Richards, the Olympic champion, and I think they only did.
Bruce Jenner was on one.
Yeah, but again, that was 40 years later. I mean, but anyway, so now the Olympic, apparently, I guess it's a meme, a funny meme of the new Wheaties box cereal champion picture is of that girl breakdancing who didn't get a single point for, I mean, where's she from? Venezuela? Or,
Australia.
Australia, yeah. And
she was on Jimmy Fallon last night.
Oh, she was? Did you watch it or you know what?
I just saw some highlights of her attempting to dance again.
Oh, God. And I think she took it seriously, and her attitude was, it's supposed to be, don't do that, because that's my timesheet. Here, use one of these. Here, you can
give me that
right there. And I think she took it seriously enough where she said, well, it should just be, she gets a 0. Yeah, judges gave her. It's an interpretation, breakdancing. And by the way, since when did the Greeks do breakdancing? I mean, come on.
Did.
Okay, I mean, anyway, so I hope to God they stop doing breakdancing. Okay, I mean, good Lord. And the big debate is on breakdancing.
Well, the thing is, if you think about it, she conned her. Also, yeah. I mean, she got a free trip to Paris at the Olympics.
I got no problem with her.
No, I mean, hell, they picked her and she did it. And
I wasn't in the Olympics. Were you in the Olympics?
hell no.
And she went viral.
Yeah, absolutely.
Famous.
So she's probably got her life set up, but there's a...
She's a professor, so she speaks at colleges.
Yeah, well, there you go.
About breakdancing.
About breakdancing.
Yeah.
Along with the Taylor Swift course. There's a course on Taylor Swift at universities now. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how y'all doing? Here's the number, 404-741. I know. Sorry. I just like to have it where I can see it. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Man, we got a bunch of stuff here. Holy cow. In fact, I feel a little bad. Well, I don't feel a little bad. I didn't really watch much Olympics, and I didn't watch any of the closing ceremony. And now all over the news, and today on the New York Post, which is one of my sources for news, is for the show every day, one of the many, obviously, is it's all filled with Olympic story stuff. The debate over whether the girl from America should get the bronze medal because she was 4 seconds late for sex. She got screwed.
So did the Romanian. They both should get a medal.
Yeah.
You can't take away once you give it to them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just wrong. It's just
unless they cheated, and she didn't cheat.
Not that we know. I mean, that's never.
She didn't deserve that.
No. Yeah.
Neither of them.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's over, it's gone, and that's where we go. Now we got all this politics stuff. Boy, if we got a whole bunch of stuff, I don't even know where to start. We've got media things, and the three main things we'll be going into today are clearly the Donald Trump on X, and over 1 billion people checking it out. 1 billion views, well more than 1 billion views. And because of that, the liberals are going crazy. I mean, they're going crazy. Wait till you hear the headlines of media all over the world, and it's like they all got their talking points again. The same way they got the Biden as George Washington, and the guy Waltz is all cuddly. And one after another. Well, they have the talking points for that, so we talk about that. Excuse me. I'm okay now.
You want a lozenge?
I want a lozenge. My starter, my favorite ex-wife used to call it a lozenger.
A lozenger?
I told her why all her life, and every time she said, I just started laughing at her anyway. Sorry.
My mother used to always mispronounce words. Like that Oprah today, she was talking about organisms again.
I believe. Yeah. Anyway, so now we'll have a reaction from the Kamala people, and apparently, tell the little people, Pete Davis, why Kamala's not addressing the media yet. Really,
she says they, may do something after the convention. She's kind of busy right now, but they're going to concentrate on getting her message out through TikTok, and other social media.
TikTok and the Harris campaign social media sources.
So, in other words, she's not talking to anybody where she has to talk for more than 70 seconds.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of reaction to that. And again, she's doing a movie. They're shooting a movie.
It's Potemkin's Village.
Honestly, I mentioned that to Pete before the show. It reminds me, honestly, the image I get is of her as Elizabeth Taylor on that freaking float going in Cleopatra.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, they're lifting her up. She was a nobody. She was a disgrace. She was a She was a joke. I mean, she was a joke.
A joke.
Oh, my God. And now they've lifted her up and put her on top of this pyramid of love and devotion, and they're streaming her, floating her toward the end zone.
Propaganda.
Oh, my God.
It's pure propaganda.
And they're all waiting to hear the headlines, all the stuff about the X thing and about her treatment. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Nothing like this has happened since Potemkin. Do you ever hear that story in Russia? Catherine the Great, and she wanted to go to Crimea, and it was a piece of crap. But this Potemkin guy had been taking money for years, saying he'd built it up. Yeah. So basically, he built villages along the way that she was traveling down the road, and he'd take the village and he'd move them ahead of her. Yeah. And it was the same people, the same peasants.
Yeah, it was just fake. It was to look like, it's like the emperor has no clothes, only kind of in reverse. Yeah. It was just unbelievable.
He dressed them up. They were all starving, but he dressed them up, and they all looked great, and she thought it was wonderful.
Again, they're going to get away with it. Wait till you hear the news. The way the media is handling this stuff. And you'll hear a whole bunch of sound bites. Also, Minnesota Governor Waltzy Faltzy had his police department turn paint guns on people sitting on their porches because they were violating his guidelines. Anyway, we got to. I mean, honestly, it's just
He's
brutal.
the Manchurian candidate. He is a communist spy from China. That's my opinion.
And again, this is another thing that came out today about his behavior. Oh, by the way, the morning show boys, the beautiful bastards in the morning. I think all three of them were actually came into work. They weren't into work, but they all showed up apparently, which was fantastic. And boy, you can really tell. I mean,
were they feeling okay?
Oh my God, they were doing great because they got back from all the stuff, and I mean, it's just fantastic. So they had this montage of Minnesota residents who will not forget the way they were treated by this governor who wants to be your vice president.
Did they not vote in any of the elections the last few years?
Well, again, they got exactly what they deserved. And New York City, holy cow. Coney Island, have you heard about this rape assault? Oh, my God. All right, we got all this stuff. 310-310. 404-741-1230.
I got an assignment.
What do you mean an assignment? Who gave you an assignment?
This is a text you usually don't expect to get right before a show.
All right.
Basically, it says, do you want an opossum?
Do you want an opossum? Of course, I would just call it possum.
Possum.
I don't think anybody says opossum.
It's a proper word
for
an opossum.
Yeah, it is.
It's an opossum.
Do you want one? Sure, I think aren't they great pets?
They're wonderful.
Yeah,
First of all, they eat snakes. They eat ticks. They eat fleas. It's a sign that your yard is healthy if there's a possum around.
Yeah.
They eat garbage you don't want.
Now, they don't live in the house, do they? I mean, if you had like a little cave or, a cage or
they live out in the woods.
pen or something, yeah.
They live out in the woods.
Well,
they're nice.
Then what, somebody steals a possum from somebody else and brings it to your yard? Or
no,
what?
it's a friend, and her mother has a trap out to catch groundhogs because they're eating their vegetables. And she went over there to water the flowers today, and she found a possum in there. And they don't want to do anything bad to it. So I said, well, I'll just stop by on the way home. So I'm going to have to stop by on the way home, and this is fine. I love doing stuff like this. Measure the possum to see if he'll fit in the trunk of the car. Puts a liner down. Put the possum in the car.
Okay, all right, fine. All right, now I'm going the whole possum story. I know I'm going to hell. Fine.
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, well, I remember the damn thing as soon as you said possum. I said, oh, my God. Man's trying to make me go to hell. Oh, God.
I didn't even remember
I'm going to have to go home. I can't.
If people don't remember, you accidentally killed a possum.
Well, I tried to help. I was trying to put him out of his mouth.
Flounder. What are possums famous for?
They're playing dead. And why didn't I? Because my dog had him in his mouth. Harley the bull. Oh, God. And I'm thinking, poor thing. And so, oh, God.
I forgot that happened. I'm sorry I mentioned it. I really am. I forgot all about that.
I was trying to.
But okay, I'll make it up. I will save this possum tonight, take it to my place, and let him out so he can play with other possums.
Well, I mean, the thing now, if there are dogs around, they will. I mean, he could.
There's dogs everywhere. The thing is, I'm going to take Pogo for a ride, and not in the Sopranos sense. I'm going to take him for a freedom ride.
Yeah.
And let him out over by my place because there's plenty of room.
Yeah. Okay. The only thing is that the dogs, can without even again, they may not have even tried to hurt him, but they will go put him in their mouths and see what happens.
Bear once, I used to let him out on the back porch, and possums would go up and sit up on the railing. And as soon as I opened the door, I realized I made a mistake because he beelined right for the possum. And the possum's frozen. And he was like him going to Kroger and picking a piece of bread off the shelf. He went there, stood up on his hind legs like a werewolf, snatched it with his mouth, and turned around and brought it back to me. I'm like, you're talking about 10 minutes of a fight.
That's what Harley did. He brought it in his mouth.
Let
I'm going,
go
oh, God.
Of the possum.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Well, anyway, possums, I think, would be
they're wonderful things.
They're terrific little animals. And I don't know anyone's ever said a bad thing about a possum. They're not, But again, if you think one's dead, leave them alone and see what happens.
It probably won't be there when you go back in an hour.
Hopefully. Anyway, 3:13. Well, that's a hell of a start. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's only Tuesday. All this politics stuff coming up on the X last night. Did you watch or listen? We got highlights. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 1063. Look out.
Latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live live events, and so much more. Follow at Extra1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers. When people ask me why they should shop at Solomon Brothers, I tell them for the selection, for the pricing, but most importantly, for the service that we have. Because at Solomon Brothers, being family owned and operated means that you're going to get the absolute best service as if you were our own family. Because when you buy a ring from us, that ring becomes a part of the family and you become a part of our family. You know, I always joke when my sister-in-laws bring in their jewelry to me, it's not like I charge them to fix their jewelry. Of course, it all comes from Solomon Brothers. Well, if yours comes from Solomon Brothers, then you get the exact same treatment as the family because you are family. So thank you so much. Come see us at Solomon Brothers. We have 3 locations, one in Buckhead, one in Alpharetta, and now one in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Also, shop us online at SolomonBrothers.com or come check us out on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
We've all heard it before. Buy one, get one windows. 10% off if you call today. $500 off if you sign tonight. But are these really a special? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Hi, this is Candace with Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't fall for it. It's exhausting trying to keep up with all the fake specials being offered. And we all say the same thing. We're all licensed, we're all insured, we all have 5-star reviews. At Exovations, we want to earn your business the right way. But don't take our word for it. Let us show you why we say we are different from other contractors. To find out what it means to have an on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation, call me today at 770-205-2995 or online at exovations.com. That's exovations.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Echo. Hey, folks, have you heard? It's almost time for the Echo one-day sale at Howard Brothers. On September 11th, visit your local Howard Brothers for fantastic deals on Echo Power equipment, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Whether you're a professional or a DIY enthusiast, Howard Brothers has the Echo tools you need to get the job done right. So mark your calendar, bring your friends, and don't miss out on the Echo one-day sale at Howard Brothers on September 11th. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
When it comes to protecting your assets and ensuring peace of mind, trust the expertise of Nelson Elder Care Law. Our Absolute Protection Trust is designed to provide unparalleled asset protection. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com to discover how our specialized services can safeguard your family's future and assets, offering you the assurance you deserve. NelsonElderCareLaw.com.
I don't know, not me. Oreo flavored Coke. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
317, look at it. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 404-741-1230. David Bowie made a posthumous appearance on this 2017. He was on the TV series Twin Peaks, The Return. The late singer David made a cameo appearance as a deranged FBI agent in the cult classics 1991 prequel, Fire Walk With Me. Was supposed to return for the show's revival, but he died before the filming. Director David Lynch used archived footage from the movie to bring Bowie to life in the episode of Twin Peaks in 2017. It's kind of weird. Let's see.
That was a great show.
Twin Peaks, yeah,
First
was
year
weird.
too.
Yeah. Her birthday, the girl birthday, was just a couple of days ago.
What girl?
The girl in Twin. Oh no, I wasn't Twin Peaks. I was Scully. Who played Scully? What show was that?
That's a different show. That was
Twin
the
Peaks?
X-Files.
Oh,
You're this close.
Different network. I mean, just
a fact. Almost got a fact.
Well,
there.
it was talking about space people, wasn't it? It was talking about unusual stuff. You know, I don't have to get everything right. God. What? Shut up. I'm not supposed to know everything. A freaking encyclopedia around here. My mother take me to the library, looking at myself.
You're funkin' Wagnalls.
I'll give you we got to talk about the wild Great Danes. I do not believe that for a minute. You have the story? And we got politics. This is... All right, hold on. Birth throw. Now, we're going to do this right. Our birthday list today. And by the way, phone calls take priority. 404-741-1230. All right. Our birthdays include the hideous podium princess, Shirley Temple. The raggedy rainbow face is 50 today. Oh, God, just what a disgrace of a woman and of a public servant representing the White House in our country. Just absolute disgrace. On this day in history, it was 1969. A hero's parade, ticker tape as thick as the cheers were loud in New York City. Astronauts Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins came back from the moon and lived to tell about it in New York City. Boy, I remember going outside with my starter wife. Oppo, let's go look. And we looked up at the moon, and they're up there right now. I mean, that was one of the most spectacular things, and it was a beautiful night. I was at Arizona State, and it was in Phoenix. Got out of the Marines, and we looked up, and it was glorious. And we walked away to a little apartment. Our apartment cost $105 a month. For our apartment in Phoenix with a pool. I mean, apartment complex, nice place. Anyway, we looked up at that moon, and I remember thinking, "Holy cow! There, look, this changes everything."
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, all right, 320. Okay, now 404-741-1230. Now, what's this about Great Danes?
Before we get to the real stuff, I just saw this story. 25 Great Danes have been roaming around this California town for years, and they just attacked and mauled a woman to death.
The headline was 25 Great Danes attacked a young girl and said, wait, where the hell were 25 Great Danes together? And you said, no, they're wild. Wrong. What do you? Whoa, wait a minute. There are 25 Great Danes just roaming California, eating people?
Wild pack.
What the hell? I mean, oh my God.
It's like wolves.
You'd think this would, I don't know, get some attention. I don't know. Geez.
Great Danes.
My God.
Not little dogs. Great Danes.
And what's I mean, how did this happen? Where did
I couldn't read anymore. It's just disgusting me. Great Danes. A pack.
All right, 321. 404-741.
Get to the real stuff.
All right. Boy, last night on X, and the libs are going crazy in the media. I mean, the cover-up continues, and it's even getting worse. All right, here we go. In fact, Flounder will play a couple of sound bites here, number 1 and number 2, coming up here in just a second. Donald Trump on X, which, by the way, proves an awful lot of things. 1 billion people will get to all this stuff. First of all, Donald Trump, he took several major points, including barbs at the Harris Walls ticket, concerning the open-minded border, and the crisis at the border was probably the first major election issue. He got to several of them. Flounder, cut number 1, if you would, sir.
The inflation, it doesn't matter what you make. The inflation is eating you alive. If you're a worker or if you're a middle-income person, you can't afford. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, people were saving a lot of money. Today, they're using all their money and borrowing money just to live. It's a horrible thing that's happening.
A lot of people just don't understand where inflation comes from. Inflation comes from government overspending because the checks never bounce when it's written by the government. So if the government spends far more than it brings in, that increases the money supply. And if the money supply increases faster than the rate of goods and services, that's inflation. So really, we need to have we need to reduce our government spending, and we need to re-examine. I think we need like a government efficiency commission to say like, hey, where are we spending money that's sensible? Where is it not sensible? Right. And we need to live within our means. We're currently adding, I think, $1 trillion to the deficit roughly every 100 days.
That's right.
And the interest payments on the national debt have now exceeded the defense budget.
Donald Trump with Elon went on to say, if you're a middle-aged, middle-income person, you can't afford it. 5 years ago, he said people were saving a lot of money. Today, they're using that money and borrowing money just to live. It's a horrible thing that is happening. In fact, Flounder, I'm going to throw an audible in here. Would you get cut number 7? There's NBC. Pete was telling me NBC was doing some interviews with people on the street in Philadelphia and ran across asking a woman how she's coping, what's going on. Cut number 7, if you would, sir.
How hard has inflation hit you?
It hit me hard. It's hitting me hard.
Who do you blame for it?
I blame the federal government at this point. If a working class mom who works as a paralegal cannot buy a $2 bell pepper because it's now $5, imagine a mother living on food stamps. Imagine a mother who's making minimum wage trying to feed children. They're killing us without killing us. If you understand that. They're killing us without telling us they're killing us. They're hurting people in ways that they can't help themselves. It's either feed my child or how about feed my children and I don't eat. but I have to go work.
That woman was crying about it, and I'm
Quit voting Democrat.
Yeah, this is real. And again, I must feel guilty, rubbing their face in it. You asked for this. You voted for these people. I mean, election has consequences. My God, it's the Democrats who used to use that as a phrase. Big, you got the Donald Trump. And my God, turn it around and realize. I mean, this is what you get. It's exactly what they get. Let's do cut number 2, where Donald Trump and X last night, they were talking about the flip-flops with Kamala's side piece and the border and the stuff and everything. Cut 2 if you would, sir.
Kamala was the border czar. Now she's denying it. Everything that I do, she's saying she was strong on the border. We're going to be strong. Well, she doesn't have to say it. She could close it up right now. They could do things right now. It's horrible. No tax on tips, and all of a sudden she's making a speech and there will be no tax on tips. I said that months ago. And by the way, they had just the opposite. They had not only tax on tips, but they hired 88,000 IRS agents, and many of them were assigned to go get waitresses and caddies and all of this on tips. They have a policy. They had a policy that they were really going to go after you, and were really harassing people horribly. And then all of a sudden, for politics, she says, she comes out with what I said.
She had the deciding vote.
Tell them again. People, when you're president, when you're vice president, you are the president of the Senate. And your only real duty, you're supposed to oversee it, but they never show up. But if there's a vote going in and there's a tie vote, the vice president of the United States is the tie-breaking vote. Tell the little people.
And she voted, what's that, the Internal Revenue Act or something like that, Inflation Act or something? She had the vote to hire all those agents to go after waitresses and waiters and caddies and tips.
And in fact, remember they made a point about the fact that there was so much money that were being cheated out of, that the government was being cheated out of by people not reporting their tips, so we need to go after those people. And she cast the vote to make sure they did that. And now, it's just one of the...
So now they have more billions of dollars to send to Ukraine and other countries like that when we're broke, we're dead broke. And as that woman from Philadelphia explained, the inflation is killing everybody, and the government keeps spending.
Well, that's just and the legacy media. And by the way, there's a lot of reaction to more than 1 billion people. The one guy put up a tombstone. Legacy media, 8/12/2024. Cause of death: Elon Musk and Donald J. Trump. Think maybe the beginning of the end for not people saying, "Hold on a minute here."
And I noticed there he did have a little lisp last night. Do you notice that? It's the first time I've ever heard that, and people were going all over that. You know who else had a lisp? One of the greatest orators in history, Sir Winston S. Churchill, had a lisp. That's I'm not that worried too much about it. It's just the first time I heard him do it.
The lions of the sea. Yes, there you go. People have been starved for truth so long that their appetite is just getting whetted now. If the billion people, the first sip always leads to a longer pull. But the magic glowing box said, Kamala's winning. 1 billion views in less than 12 hours so far. That's triple the size of the population of the United States. That's 12.5% of the entire world's population, ladies and gentlemen. My God. Mainstream media is panicking. Their propaganda machine is not working. And the other side is surging, ? That's part of how the battles won. Last night, a success in more ways than one. It wasn't just the Patriots, reached all across the world as well. Absolutely amazing. Okay, now... Vice President's side piece is doing fundraising off of the campaign. And by the way, this is these little freaking children, these little crybaby little children. Quote, right now, Elon Musk is interviewing Donald Trump live on Twitter. We're not calling it X. Ooh. Ooh, we're not even calling it X. Chip in your $25 because Elon Musk is trying to seize control of our democracy. It's not enough that Musk has pledged to donate millions of dollars to help re-elect Trump. He's using his purchase platform to spread Trump's unhinged and hateful agenda to millions of users. Oh, and by the way, Elon says, hey, you're invited to come on, Carmela.
Yeah, and she won't go on.
And she says, nope.
But she called it rambling, the 2 hours rambling. Yeah. You can't talk to another human being for 2 hours without going into different subjects and going in depth. These aren't sound bites, Kamala. These are in depth. She refuses to do it. And then she described Elon Musk as a self-obsessed rich guy.
Yeah.
This is a man who has single-handedly saved free speech for most of the world and single-handedly has pretty much saving everybody by getting us to Mars, to getting off a planet if this planet is doomed, like they claim. And she called him a self-obsessed rich guy because he's an achiever. And if it's one thing we know about her and the Democrats, they hate achievers. They want us all on the same socio-economic level where they can control us. They want us all dirt poor, eating bugs.
And they're still complaining about this so-called Project 2025 that by the director that quit, because Donald Trump says, I want nothing to do with you guys. Anyway, they're still saying Donald Trump's extremism, she said, and dangerous Project 2025 agenda is a feature, not a glitch of his campaign, which was on full display for those unlucky enough to listen in tonight's during whatever that was on X. Trump's entire campaign is in service of people like Elon Musk and himself, self-obsessed rich guys who will sell out the middle class and who cannot run a live stream in the year 2024. Oh, please. I mean, it was so freaking popular, the whole thing crashed. Now, by the way, was there a hacking thing? Or
Might
was
have
it
been.
just so many
Apparently
people?
he said there was a DDoS attack on his servers.
Yeah, because he's getting way too popular. And it's making way too much sense, so they'll do anything even to try to shut him down. This is what Nazis do.
Evil.
They did it again last night. They tried.
They failed.
Yeah, they failed. Thank God. Oh, God, we got so much more. 3:30, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230 to join us if you'd like. The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's a camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Simone Biles had to point out that having, quote, an all-black podium, unquote. What if some white athlete with a white bronze medal winner and a white silver medal winner said, wow, we have an all-white podium? Well, you know what would happen.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Election season is here, and regardless of which side of the aisle you're on, we can all experience the stress of uncertainty. Fear of the unknown can cause us to postpone important decisions that impact our lives, especially in retirement planning. Resist hesitation and contact Masterplan Retirement Consultants, a holistic retirement planning firm dedicated to creating a retirement plan to help with all of life's surprises. Through income planning and money management, legacy planning, and tax planning, we create a plan specifically designed for your life to see you to and through retirement. Don't leave your retirement up to chance. Create a plan for your retirement and pursue peace of mind. Visit masterplanretire.com. Masterplan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Masterplan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Masterplan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message. As the weather heats up, Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family, and 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. The best part of my job is when I get to put a settlement check in the hands of someone Bruce won a case for and see it change their life. I'm Amy Risley, and I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. The Safe House crew hopes everyone is enjoying their vacation this summer. We know the criminals are watching and waiting for you to leave so they can bust in and steal your stuff. But hey, there is a solution. Come purchase a quality safe from Atlanta Safe House. And with summer rebates and specials, you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. And remember, don't let an illegal or crackhead deliver or move your safe. They could very well know your combination. So drop by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com. GoodRx.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
And that was his daughter who got the...
Well, it's a rumor at the moment.
Oh, my God. We're checking. So, how you doing? Look out. Kevin Pete Flounder, 335. With Adam Ant. Dun, 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 dun. 2002, Adam Ant pleaded guilty to threatening the drinkers at the Prince of Wales pub in London. It was in January of 2002. The former 80s pop star had returned to the bar with a starting pistol after being refused entry. He said, oh, yeah?
Yeah?
He had also thrown a car alternator through the window of the pub. Which is, where'd he get the car alternator?
Where'd you get those?
He must have had a wrench and opened the hood and figured out where the alternator... I mean, my God.
All right, this is not a true story. He's only worth $1 million something.
Oh, okay. There was a story that his daughter, Waltzy Falsey of Minnesota, the VP candidate, had his daughter get $80,000 in student loans.
Well, but maybe she did.
Yeah, she probably did. I'm sure it's true. And that he's worth $138 million, but it's only like $250 million, so it doesn't really matter. Our birthday list include, I'm sure that's true also. Our birthday, see, we don't even have, honestly, we should have, oh my God, we should do what they do.
Lie.
We should do what they do.
Just lie.
I mean, seriously. All right, from now on,
we have souls now. We have souls, though.
Oh, crap, that's
and
right.
Morals.
Damn it. God. Why'd you have to bring that up? Jeez, we're all ready to go. All right, birthdays. Oh, the hideous Joycelyn Elders is still rocking around at 91.
Why is she hideous?
I know.
She was telling the truth.
Yes, we don't have a problem with teaching young ladies how to not get pregnant and still being happy with their own relationships with themselves by, sometimes you spend a little too much time in the shower. There's not the things that are, bad for people.
Women are in the guys in the shower, women in the bathtub. From my experience.
Well, but the shower handle nozzles, they make those now with that little pulsating.
Keep moving.
Anyway, that was her idea. First black Surgeon General. Bill Clinton had to fire her because she wanted people to shellac the shillelagh there. And
see, that was his first episode that he was a coward.
That's right.
That he threw her under the bus.
Yeah. And in fact, she was trying to say to people, and you can still have pleasure without getting pregnant or diseases and things like that. And she was trying to do it scientifically and professionally, but obviously came out that she was telling little girls how to and it just
think about that. That was only the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
And that
long
could not
ago.
stand.
That was in the 50s. That was the 90s.
And now
not the 50s.
We have drag queens doing story hours and showing their nutsacks on international television
and being showing their boobs at the White House. Trannies showing their boobs at the White House to celebrate.
We've progressed so far.
Yeah. Well, here's how far we've progressed as well, too. My history note here, Pete Davis and Flounder. On this day in 1982, Fast Times at Ridgemont High was released in 82. What's that, 42 years ago? My God, Sean Penn was Jeff Spicoli. 42 years ago? That can't be right. And on this day in 1997, Matt Stone and Trey Parker's animated brilliant South Park debuted in 1997. The episode was, I'm going to have to mispronounce the title of this one. The first episode of South Park was Cartman Gets an Anal Probe. So the thing there. Anyway, Kim, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Okay, 339. Now, the Harris campaign is going nuts about what happened last night with Donald Trump talking with X. And again, if you missed it, we'll have some more comments for you. So now a reaction. So when billionaire Soros funds Harris bailing out rioters that burn cities to the ground when a drug addict dies in police custody, that's okay. But whenever billionaire Musk funds Trump, that's not okay. Got it. Thanks for the clarification. Boy, does that make a lot of sense? They love their billionaires when they're helping them bail criminals out of jail. If Kamala was a true believer and believed in herself, she'd go on with Elon Musk today, but she isn't. She doesn't. She knows how bad exposing her lack of knowledge would be for her ghost campaign. The panic is real. They've got to be panicking. How is it possible that a presidential candidate to be the first female and the first black female to talk about shattering the ceiling, and they won't let her talk to the media because they know how bad she is? The same way they performed a coup against the president of the United States.
Twice.
It's unbelievable.
The soft bigotry of low expectations that she just can't handle it.
And again, they've announced that her press people said today, well, after the convention, we'll have her sit down with somebody, but we're going to go on. We have TikTok and our social media posts.
See what Carville said? Said she's busy. She's had a lot on her plate right now. Give her a break.
Yeah, well, she's working on the Ukraine war, I think, probably.
Do we know what she's going to do about Ukraine? No. How about what's going on in Britain? No. How about the Middle East?
No. Economy? No. She hasn't got anything on her economy on her webpage yet. They're going to as soon as they find out what she should say, they're going to have something posted. We're almost positive. They promised to cool down the rhetoric. Instead, they add gas to the fire. Hate our president. Hate you more. They want another assassination attempt. Isn't this just like CNN, MSNBC, and the others using their platform as a voice for Carmela's campaign? No serious pushback against her past or flip-flopping. Anyways, a whole bunch more, and that will be coming up here later on.
We got a response here. PT on Twitter.
Yeah.
No, Kimmer, you don't have to get everything right, but maybe half.
Oh, thanks a lot. Well, it was on TV. I knew it was a series. That's true. It was a TV and a series. That's right.
And as a woman.
And it was a 3. There you are. I remembered her name. 4. God. Expectations, jeez. And by the way, this is hysterical. Their new talking points. Carmela on the cover of Time, and again, we didn't really talk much about it the other day. When this thing came out, it's making her look like she's a goddess. It's like Elizabeth Taylor on that freaking float coming into Egypt. Where the hell was she coming into? Cairo? I don't know where she was coming into.
Either Rome or
it must have been Rome.
There was no Cairo back then.
No, back then. Anyway, they put Carmela up on a float and bring her into the promised land. It's unbelievable. And yet Time magazine had to admit they tried to do an interview with her about the cover and the story. They said, no interviews for you. How could she be on the cover and refuse to even do an interview about being in Time magazine?
A fluff piece at that.
Oh, they're not going to cream her. They put her on the cover looking like a freaking goddess. The new Obama or something. It's, oh my God. Beyonce and Taylor Swift are the same kind of atmosphere at her concerts. She resembled the early days of Barack Obama. I don't think anybody expected her to be so flawless.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Cory Booker. It's like being a Padawan to a Jedi Master. Oh, my God. This is just outrageous, truly.
It is literally. We're not. It's the end of a republic if she wins.
Well, in fact, talking about the reporters, Flounder, let's do cut number 3 here. This is, here we go again. Before the Elon Musk sit-down interview with Donald Trump, and again, it was not a scripted interview, questionnaire kind of a deal, biography kind of thing. It was a chat. He said, let's talk about stuff, life, the future, what's going on in the world and so forth. It was just a chat. It was a conversation for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine Carmela allowing herself to be interviewed by Elon Musk or anybody other than, a puff piece person for 2 hours? Holy cow. The Wall Street Reporter was talking to Shirley Temple at the podium in the Washington Press Corps. And this is the Washington Post reporter named Cleve Woodson Jr. And here's his conversation showing the bias about what this reporter says that he thinks might be a critical issue for the American people to pay attention to what he believes here. Flounder, if you would.
Elon Musk is slated to interview Donald Trump tonight on X. I don't know if the president is going to. Feel free to say if he is or not. But I think that misinformation on Twitter is not just a campaign issue. It's an America issue. What role does the White House or the president have in sort of stopping that, or stopping the spread of that, or intervening in that? Some of that was about campaign misinformation.
Intervening, stopping.
Yeah, no, and you've heard us talk about this many times from here about the responsibilities that social media platforms have when it comes to misinformation, disinformation. Don't have anything to read out from here about specific ways
to read out
that we're working on it,
right.
but we believe that they have
points.
the responsibility. These are private companies, so we're also mindful of that too. But look, it is. I think it is incredibly important to call that out as you're doing.
Important for him to call it out
on what we have been doing internally.
It's important.
As it relates to the interviews. It's not something that I'm tracking, and I'm sure.
She wants him. It's important for you press people to point out that we should be censoring with someone that you don't believe in.
He followed the script. I think they put him up to it.
It's got to be that true. Otherwise, she wouldn't have called on him. I mean, she calls on who she wants to, and for a good reason. Oh, my God. Some of the reactions, clear politics. Oh, my God. An insane thing for a reporter to say. Truly pathetic, Cleve Wootson. You're a White House reporter for the Washington Post. You think your job is to collude with the White House press secretary to censor Americans with whom you disagree? Do you understand how dumb and dangerous you sound? You are truly shameful.
I know.
I hope everyone else at the Post forswears this anti-free speech campaigning. The Washington Post.
Yeah.
Think about going back to the Watergate days and the role of the Washington Post against an administration that was caught doing some heavy scheme dealing.
Who was Nixon's president? Ron something. But anyway, can you imagine a Washington, Carl Bernstein or Bob Woodward asking that question on behalf of the Washington Post?
Sam Donaldson? Oh, my God. Can you imagine them doing that?
Saying you need to shut these people up. They're our competitors. Basically what it was, they're our competitors. You need to stop them.
Democracy dies in darkness. The Washington Post tried to get the government to shut down private citizen interviews with presidential candidates. Yeah. Democracy dies in people speaking freely.
Well, the day before, the EU sent a warning letter to Elon Musk that they're going to go after him. If he talked to a former president of the United States, they were going to come after him.
The nerve of those people. And by the way, wait till you hear the reaction of the media. I'm a little late for the break. 3:30 off the 3:46. And again, this is only the beginning of it. I'm telling you, they're going to steal it. They're going to. If we don't get the media to be held up to the light, we're all in trouble.
Propaganda.
And there will be an insurrection. 3:47. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Possibly. Allegedly. I lied. I never meant. I never said it was a lie. It was AI. AI did. I swear to God. Hey.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
The Atlanta Braves are proud to host Alumni Weekend presented by your local Ford dealer, August 23rd through the 25th, when the Washington Nationals come to Truist Park. The weekend kicks off Friday with a Braves Legends Parade through the Battery, followed by an alumni roll call on the field. Saturday's activities include autograph sessions with your favorite former Braves and the always competitive Home Run Derby competition. Don't miss the fun. Find all the details and get your tickets at braves.com/alumni weekend.
Hi, this is Ben. And I'm Walt from Horizon Background Screening. The companies that typically use us are law firms. Any business that has a problem with an employee will often hire us if they need some sort of investigation done or some kind of background check.
We're going to help you hire the right person on the front end so that you don't spend all this time with training and all those kind of things and then realize that wasn't a good hire.
The best way for people to find us is on our website. A quick Google search of Horizon Background Screening or look at us at horizonscreening.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. We handle bonds throughout Metro Atlanta, including from our newest offices in Cherokee County and Clayton County. In most cases, we can have you or your loved one out of jail in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Here in the South, it's no longer the exception, but the rule. The families are spending more time outside of their home. This is Jim Niarchos from the All Four Seasons Home Show. And this Saturday morning at 9, our special guest will be Cosmic Designs. Vision, taste, design, and installation are all critical components of an outdoor project. Swimming pools, fountains, outdoor kitchens, landscapes, and much more elevates the Cosmic Design project light years above their competition. The All Four Seasons Home Show, bringing you the best of the best right here on Extra 106.3.
Do that? Do the Netherlands have those wigs and powder wigs and necklaces?
Look like Puritans.
Yeah, we got a weird story coming up here. Just you won't. In fact, for the last couple of days, really, it's been about the last week or so. Things have happened in Britain, which are going in a really bad direction, and there's there. Anyway, the world's getting to be a much scarier place. 351. I'm sorry, I was talking over Mick Jagger here. 1999, Mick Jagger's Mirage to model Jerry Hall was just that, a mirage. It was declared, this marriage declared null and void at a high court in London in 1999. Neither Mick nor Jerry Hall was present for the 30-minute hearing before Mr. Justice so-and-so. After the evidence, the judge ruled their marriage in Bali, or Bali, I guess it is, in 1990, was not valid either in Indonesia or London or Britain. So he issued a decree of nullity granted to the Jerry girl. The annulment avoided would have been expected to be a long and costly court battle. She was looking for about $40 million.
Yeah?
And the guy avoided that, so I don't know whatever happened to it.
She's landed on her feet.
I think she's okay. She married, what's his name?
Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch, yeah. He had a couple of bucks. Is he still living, by the way?
Yeah.
He's still, what was the latest scandal on him, though? Did something just happen with him? I can't remember. Are they still together, I wonder?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, our birthday list includes Quinn Cummings. Quinn Cummings is an amusing little girl who was in Family. And she was also the little girl in Goodbye Girl, the movie Goodbye Girl. Mm-hmm. Quinn Cummings is 57 years old. And by the way, that was a chick flick, but I really enjoyed it.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss.
Neil Simon's
and
wife.
a girl,
at the
I had
time.
a crush on that brunette who was married to Marsha Mason.
Marsha Mason.
Marsha Mason, married to Neil Simon, if I'm not mistaken, too. And that was a total chick flick that I really enjoyed watching. And if it's on again, I'll tape it and watch it again.
I don't remember watching it, but I bet I did.
Well, he was an actor, and he shows up in the rain at an apartment that his buddy rented in, but he found out that the buddy's girlfriend was living there now, and the buddy had taken off, and so he started living with her, even though they didn't know each other. And then he gets a job, and he goes.
Do they?
Well, I don't think I want to, write the thing with the thing here. Let's see. And on this day in history, I gotta get to the doctor. 1914, genius Carl Wickman began using his beat-up gray car, which no one would ever buy, to take miners from their homes to mines in Minnesota in 1914. He called it a taxi service. It took off. He was soon able to buy another couple of cars to service the mine workers in Minnesota. His little business is now known as the Greyhound Bus Corporation. What's that?
Reminds me of that Paul Rudd movie where he's gotten in trouble, so he has to do community service and he has to, foster little boys or something.
Oh, yeah.
And Jane, what's her name? She goes, I'm not here to service you two. I'm here to service these boys.
Sorry, ma'am.
They just look at each other.
Oh, my God. All right, now, but we got more media stuff about the politics. But first, Pete Davis, do you have that story in front of you here?
Yeah, I got the story
this is unbelievable. Check this out.
What's that? Okay, the guy that was chanting, basically, who the blank is Allah during the protest last week has just gotten 18 months in prison.
And tell them where we're talking about.
In England. In England.
Yeah.
By the way, England's prisons are full. The Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, started releasing murderers and rapists early because they were out of...
no room.
No room. Yeah. Now he's putting people in there just for social media posts and talking.
Okay, there was a rally, there was a protest, there was a Jew haters showed up, and this guy made the mistake of
saying that. And another guy said, let's see, I don't want my money going to immigrants who rape our kids and get priority. So the judge, who's dressed up like a clown with that wig and all that, this offense is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable. He got 20 months in prison. So they're releasing...
For saying that.
They're releasing rapists and murderers to put people who have said things or retweeted things or reposted on Facebook. They're going to jail in England right now. Yeah. I have postponed any visit to England at the moment.
Where did this come from? I mean, seriously, the mayor of London is his name Mohammed.
He's
something.
A white-hating Sadiq Khan is his name. He hates white people.
Yeah, but again, I mean, the British government. I mean, what the hell?
The king came out and basically took sides with it too. He wants his country to be overrun by barbarians and savages, and that's what's happening. And the people have voted time and again to stop the excess immigration, and the government, no matter who the government, Tory or Labor or whoever, they keep letting them land. Keep letting them land. And they kick out their pensioners and they kick out their military veterans like we do, and they put them in there. And if you think that won't happen here, it can. It already is.
Yeah. I mean, that's just scary. That's London. They're supposed to be all proper and, uppity and British and vatty.
But they're outnumbered.
Oh, my God.
Do you see it in the Netherlands? There are three top cities: Rotterdam, The Hague, and Amsterdam. Yeah. The Dutch are the minority in those cities.
Well, remember, it wasn't that many years ago, all of a sudden, there was a huge rape scandal where on New Year's Eve, apparently all the Somalian refugees or something even thought it was okay to rape all the women in the Netherlands. Remember, there was a huge scandal about it. They were saying, stop bringing these people in. They don't want to be like us. They're taking over.
There's a town in England called Rotherham that basically the savages groomed and raped little girls, like 1,200 of them or more, for years. Jesus. The parents would go to the police, and the police would say, well, they're getting what they deserve. They shouldn't be there, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the police looked the other way, and they admitted it later, we're afraid.
Where are the men?
They're afraid.
Where are the men? Where are the men? To say, we're not going to take this anymore. Hell, they didn't. They go to jail.
You know where they are? They're in prison.
Yeah, they went to jail. Oh, my God. 3:57 this year with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder at 404-741-1230 with the Flounder's Funny right here.
Listen, I'm sorry, you sending your kids off for these teachers to watch your terrible kids for 8 hours a day. The least you could do is defend the teachers when they say your kid is terrible.
Yeah. Right.
No, dude. Skylar would never. He would. He's terrible. If my dad ever found out about me disrupting, he would come up to the school, beat me in front of the class, say, I'm going to lunch. If he does it again, y'all hit him.
Oopsie. That was a bad one.
We got spanked in groups growing up, dude. Remember that? I was asleep one night. Asleep, dude. I got woken up to be spanked. Wake up, we're being spanked. All of us, oldest to youngest. No explanation. Tell us your truth. Tell us. My brother farted in church. I laughed. I got spanked, dude.
Who's that there,
That's
Father?
Mr. John Christ.
John Christ. Well, there you are. Almost 3:59 here with the European founder. Just an example of some of the headlines reacting to the interview last night with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. USA Today. Trump rambles, slurs his way through Elon Musk interview was an unmitigated disaster. Fox News. Kamala Harris's campaign criticizes Trump for serving self-obsessed rich guys. Newsweek. Donald Trump's lisp during Elon Musk interview raises questions. The Guardian. So Donald chatted with Elon, and here's the future as they see it. Losers win. Incompetent rules. New York Times. Musk Trump talk on X after glitchy start a 2-hour ramble. The Guardian. The Musk Trump interview. A surprisingly dull meeting of two planet-sized egos. They got the talking points all right. Anyway, coming up on 4 o'clock. Your calls to a 404-741-1230. And I got prize to give away some tickets to go see that Cookout Southern 500 NASCAR race September 1. Your tickets coming up, too, with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
Israel waits. I'm Deborah Valentine, Fox News. Israel remaining on high alert as concern grows about a potential attack by Iran. Fox's Alex Hogan reports from Tel Aviv.
The IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari last night spoke to the country, telling that the government would be standing by, ready to give an alert. On that political level, it has been days of diplomatic efforts to try to prevent this looming attack. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer held a 30-minute phone call with Iran's new president, Masoud Pezeshkian, telling him the war is not in anyone's interest. This comes after a joint effort on behalf of the UK, the US, France, and Germany, urging Iran to stand down. Today also taking place, Russian President Vladimir Putin held talks with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. These conversations were also largely focused on the current tensions here in the Middle East.
Some experts concerned that more violence could impact the Gaza peace negotiations in Cairo this week. The FBI investigating Iran for alleged cyber attacks against both the Trump and Harris campaigns. Fox's Jillian Turner with more from the State Department.
The Iranian government is claiming that they had nothing to do whatsoever with these targeted hacks in the Trump and Harris campaigns. But cyber experts I've been talking to today say that they are actually able to trace the techniques used in these hacks and that they bear all the hallmark of Iranian attempted interference. Now, overnight, the FBI told Fox News they're officially investigating these hacking attempts by Iran's government. And then last night, a Harris campaign official told us, quote, our campaign vigilantly monitors and protects against cyber threats, and we're not aware of any security breaches of our systems.
No comment from the White House. The sprawling Georgia election interference case against former President Trump is stalled. There's no chance the case will go to trial before the end of this year. In August of 2023, a Georgia grand jury accused Trump and others of illegally trying to overturn the 2022 election. America's listening to Fox News.
In these crazy times, there's peace of mind in security. Security for our country, for our leaders, security for our families. You are not financially secure if all your eggs are in one basket. Gold and silver are an excellent way to diversify your savings. And through our friends at Birch Gold Group, you can own physical gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account.
Text the word PROTECT to the number 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Text PROTECT to 989898 today.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove-wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
Good minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I got.
He's right there.
Sorry. That was a squeaky. That was bad. I put my headphones over my microphone. It did feedback. I'm sorry. Everybody good? Everybody doing all right? All right. Sorry. 403. Here we go. Sorry. There we go. Cortez. My man. Curtis Mayfield speaking here. 1990, on this very day, Curtis Mayfield was paralyzed from the neck down after lighting equipment fell on him while he was being he was being introduced at an outdoor concert at Wingate Field in Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York. And the lighting equipment fell on him and paralyzed him from the neck down. Despite that, in 1990, Curtis continued his career as a recording artist, releasing his final album, New World Order, in 1996. And he remained a quadriplegic for the next 9 years until his death in 1999. Curtis Mayfield. All righty. I remember I can't remember what the song was, but he had a very famous rock and roll song.
Phone call.
Yes, Joe's on the radio. Phone calls take priority. Joe, you're on. What's going on, man? Welcome aboard, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to point out the difference between the population of England and the population of the United States. They disarmed the population in England.
I'm sorry?
They disarmed the population in England. Yeah. They can't own guns.
Yeah. The Bobbies don't even have guns. Do they even still have guns?
Some
do the police even? So, I guess some you do. I mean, what do you make of Joe? What do you make of this? Where did this go? By the way, the British are supposed to be upholding of the civilized world. I mean, my God. Joe, I don't know. What do you think? Do you understand any of what's going on in our world today? Really?
No, I don't understand what's going on, and I hope the election goes the way we want it to.
Thanks, Joe. He's got in a dogfight. Apparently, some bears are after Joe on the side of the road. He's out there.
Cans. He hates the cans.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. A British man has just been sentenced to 12 weeks in prison for the crime of posting emojis on Facebook. Don't think it can't come here. If she wins, what will happen? This extradition thing, they won't extradite Americans to Britain. They don't have the time and effort in the jail cells over there. They will fine us, and they will have the FBI capture us here and fine us and hold us in American jails until we pay England a fine. That's what will happen if she wins. She will hand us over to them.
Again, he posted an emoji.
Emojis. Yeah, emojis.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
In Britain, in England, somewhere in England, and he was sent to jail.
And they're telling you if you do that here in America, they'll come for you too. And it's like someone said the other day. Yeah, the last time they tried something like this, they told us to take our guns. We shot them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, I remember.
Anybody, I don't care if they're British or not. Anybody shows up at my door to try and do something to me because what I wrote on social media is going away in a very bad way.
Have a serious problem. I mean, there are a lot of us who are just not fooling around.
Not putting up with it.
Seriously. Especially guys like, where I am. What have I got? It's not like I'm, 23 and looking for a career. Okay, this is it for me. So I got, my rest of my life is I'm going out with a bang if necessary, and I'd be happy and freaking glad to do it. I've already warned my kids. I told them if things happen here, I'm going to die in a gunfight.
Do you know how many people that own guns just on my driveway to get to me?
I mean, unbelievable. Some more of the headlines. They're all in it together. Let's see. CNN fact check. Trump made at least 20 false claims in his conversation with Elon Musk. CBS. Donald Trump's meandering live chat with Elon Musk on X plagued with glitches. Musk claims were from hacking. Let's see. Trump regales Elon Musk with familiar falsehoods. New York Times. Financial Times. Donald Trump and Elon Musk, a tale of two struggling social media entrepreneurs. The Times. Elon Musk using X to push his views and Donald Trump. Let's see. Elon Musk throws a Trump rally. Donald Trump rambles and lies repeatedly. An interview with Elon Musk. Hold marathon bull session. And what was the one he called? Who called him an anarchist or something?
Kulinski, the one I just talked about to you?
Yeah, no, called Musk as
a USA Today guy, Rex Hupke, who said he's a fascist.
Fascist. Yeah.
He basically called him a fascist.
Elon Musk is a fascist.
These are people, your enemies. They're not fooling around. They will put you in re-education camps or worse.
This is, again, a rambling Trump marred by tech. Trump's interview, another ex-catastrophe.
They're not your fellow Americans. They're your enemy.
As Trump's lisp steals the show, regaling falsehoods. I mean, there are hundreds of these all over the world.
And they call them prostitutes.
Oh, yeah, prostitutes. What a great... But remember that. Don't let me forget that. The prostitutes are, Carbone.
And they're all saying the same thing with the same language, and they're all attacking their main competitor
In fact, let's do a fight here. Cut number 5, Flounder, if you would. Stephen Colbert, who, by the way, I remember when he was doing his... when he was part of the Daily Show and he was doing correspondence stuff, he was a funny guy. I mean, there were some amusing moments. I remember Stephen Colbert until all of a sudden he became the thing, and then everything changed. But Stephen Colbert was doing his show last night and talking with a CNN anchor person named Caitlin Collins. And cut number 5, here's how that went.
I know you guys are objective over there, that you just report the news as it is. Oh, I know. CNN makes a... I know
that's supposed to be a laugh line?
I wasn't supposed to be, but I guess it is.
Oh, my God. I mean, again, there's finally, that's Stephen Colbert's audience.
They get it.
Their audience. I mean, but again, if they don't... what kills me is that they know it and they don't care and they're still going to vote Democrat.
And he knows it. He's not stupid. Colbert's not stupid. He is a paid propagandist and has been for years.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
He was. Do you remember the late night he did when he danced with the vaccines and all that? I mean, that was
that we're all
shameful what he did.
Yeah. I wonder how much sponsorship money came in for that little bit.
Pfizer paid him a buttload.
Did you just see that Fauci just admitted he's had COVID, 3 to 6 times?
Yeah, and he's had 9 boosters
and all the
something.
stuff. The same man who told us in 2021, you will not get it if you take this shot.
Well, not only that, but if you stay apart for 12 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, and it'll just, wear the mask and do the 6 feet thing, which, by the way, they made up. I mean, someone just said, well, let's say 6 feet.
Did you ever have it?
I don't think so. I might have had a touch. I think I might have had a touch. But I think there's been so many.
Touched?
Well, I
right.
definitely touched. But there are so many drugs in me. Plus, I'm taking blood thinners and
Did
things.
you have a fever? That's usually the sign.
I think I had a little fever and a congestion thing, but it wasn't. It wasn't
grade fever.
It was like
I got a fever.
Fever. It was. If I had it, it was a very short-lived. Not even really a cold.
Yes, I had it once.
I did too. Yeah.
Did you? Did you? I mean, diagnosed with it or?
Yeah, I was diagnosed.
Really?
I went to the doc in a box, and she goes, "Yep, you got it."
But again, I mean, I'll bet most people had it and had no idea, including children.
Yeah, because it was basically a fever for a couple nights.
Yeah,
and upset stomach and just lethargic. And I just sat around a week and watched the Queen's funeral for a week.
Veronica had it last week, and she refused to call it COVID. She's like, I have a cold. I have a cold.
Wow. And by the way, this thing with the Stephen Colbert and the business and the media trust things, there's a new survey shows adults by the age of 18 to 29, which are the ones that scare me for the election. 18 to 29 trust news they get from social media compared to national broadcast news. I don't think a lot of 18 to 29-year-olds are watching NBC, CBS, and ABC at 6:30 at night. Do you?
Nope. They're on Twitter.
Yeah. They're on their phones.
They're on Instagram and Snapchat.
Yeah. Or their laptops.
What's the other one that they're in TikTok, of course.
TikTok. The younger generation, they're into TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
And older generation is Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
But again, you look at last night on Twitter, what Elon Musk and Trump did. I'm not saying it had a billion people watch, but over 1 billion people have seen or heard of it.
Twitter's still the number one place to go for news.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
the number one place you go. It's basically the only place I go. Because if I see something, then I'll go other places from there.
Yeah. And not only that, you're finding out in real time.
Yeah, boom, boom. It's the quickest. There's no doubt it's the quickest.
Yeah. I don't use it. I check out X. You're talking about X, right? Twitter. I check it out.
A perfect example is last night when it was delayed. That's when everyone was. I mean, it was just nonstop. That was the main topic.
Yeah. Well, again, that it's got to be. Well, I don't know if it's a good sign or bad sign. I don't know anymore. I don't know anything anymore. I seriously,
this country is completely lost if she wins. If they push her through as a propaganda act.
She was nothing. She was a joke, a laughing stock.
A laughing stock.
Oh, my God. She's Cleopatra on the freaking float. Oh, somebody.
And if they push her through?
Oh, God. Because if she wins, I mean, everybody, all the Democrats on the ticket are going to win. All the ticket Democrats are going to win.
I've joked about this. The Manchurian Candidate. Watch the movie, not the new one, the old one with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, the original
one. And the
one.
whole thing was to put the guy in line for the presidency who was a Chinese plant.
Yeah.
Well, guess who would be vice president?
That's right. Yeah, there you go.
The guy who's been to China 30 times.
Yeah, got married there on the anniversary of Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, as Tom Cotton said from Arkansas, he says, I guarantee you that China didn't take a teacher and put him over there for 30 years, different times, out of the goodness of their heart.
Yeah.
They're grooming him.
No strings attached or anything. And all the children he brought over there to learn about China's culture and so forth.
They were grooming him.
Grooming to go back to America and think about Remember, he actually said out loud, some of the greatest times and the nicest people and the most wonderful places he was ever treated were China. He couldn't say enough good things about China. They murder people. How about the Uyghurs, whatever the hell you call them? Uyghurs.
They're Muslims.
Well, they're same. They're Muslims.
Where's the Muslim?
Yeah.
Where's Saudi Arabia and Iran? Y'all just talking about they love Muslims.
Cats. Yeah.
Well, you're getting annihilated in China.
That's right.
It's genocide.
You ever seen the pictures of them lined up in little uniforms there by the hundreds of thousands?
Slave labor.
Yeah, that's right.
Real quick, Elvis3177 on Twitter has tweeted us saying the lisp sound was audio compression on Twitter, and there is video of Trump talking with no lisp.
Oh,
excellent!
Wow. So it must have been an issue with the DDoS.
Because I've never heard him do it before.
No, but you could definitely tell there was some kind of streak going on or something like that. I don't even know what word or verbiage it would be called.
Well, that's good to know. Well done, Flounder. 414. We got so much more, Joe. And Flounder's funnies and Pete's tweets, and we got a game. We got good dog, bad dog. If we get to it, but a lot more politics too. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Statistics, don't you just hate them? Who wants statistics? The problem is there are statistics that tell you a lot about governance in this country, and if those statistics weigh in on the side of less governance, less regulation, fewer Democrats, the media is going to go out of their way to hide them. So now I'm going to bore you with statistics. The first one is out-migration from the IRS. They do this every year. The numbers show what states are losing in the measure of gross income of their residents and what states are gaining. Care to guess what state is losing? You're right, California. The biggest income loser with $23.8 billion. New York, $14 billion. Illinois, $9.8. New Jersey, $5.3. Massachusetts, $3.9. All Democrat states. This, of course, means they're losing state income tax revenue. The big gainers were Florida, $36 billion, Texas, South Carolina, Tennessee, and North Carolina. Florida, Texas, and South Carolina, Republican governors. Another statistic, business growth. How profitable is it to run a business? If you're the proprietor, you're in it to make money. And, of course, your employees are in it to make money as well. Average across the United States, proprietor income up about 3%, wages and salaries up well over 6%. Florida, Texas, South Carolina, all of them showed bigger increases in wages and salaries than in proprietor income. States where it just doesn't pay to be in business anymore because the income of the proprietor is going down, Illinois, New Jersey, and New York isn't looking all that good. If Democrats get control, they will look for a way to stop people from moving in order to reduce their taxes or increase their profits. Just watch. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers. I get asked all the time, how do we know we're getting the best deal at Solomon Brothers? Well, we have a price match guarantee so that you know if you find anything anywhere else, we are going to match and actually beat the price with the difference of what you saw. So if you come into Solomon Brothers and you see something that you love and you find it somewhere else, we will actually beat that price. That is how confident we are that you are getting the best deal. It's a very blind purchase when you're buying jewelry, and that's why you need to shop at a trusted jeweler. That's why my family, we've been around since 1982, and we have that price match guarantee, not to be so salesy, but we actually believe that we are giving you the best deal out there, and we will stand by that for over 30 days as well. So come see us at Solomon Brothers. We have 3 locations, one in Buckhead, one in Alpharetta, and now one in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Also shop us online at solomonbrothers.com or come check us out on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Oh, my God. All right, hold everything on. Carrot, Pete, and Flounder, 419. Before we just in, we're speaking about the media and the prostitutes, which is one of the great new monikers for the media, the prostitutes. And as CNN, we just read a whole bunch of headlines. Hold that thought. I'm sorry, Flounder, I'm talking over your music. Play a little music for me, sure, and then we'll talk. Dun, dun, dun. None. I had no idea. KC and the Sunshine Band, 1983. Number 1 in Britain with Give It Up. The American disco group's only British chart topper. Spent 3 weeks there. KC and the Sunshine Band. What's the one, Saturday Night or something? What's the one that I like? What's that big hit? Saturday Night? Oh, Saturday Night. Was that them?
That's Bay City Rollers.
Oh, Bay City Rollers. Well, what did KC and the Sunshine, something about a party Saturday night or something. What was the KC and the Sunshine Band did? What the hell? Come on, you guys, you're killing me. All right, the hideous Janet Yellen, our goofy, stupid, transitory Treasury Secretary, 78 years old today.
Get down tonight, give
down.
It up, boogie shoes, shake your booty.
Yeah, I guess I'll shake your booty. I was thinking about something else. Anyway.
Bay City Rollers.
Bay City Rollers.
What you're talking.
And now? Yeah.
Something you really like.
Now, you'll really enjoy it. Or go to get another hat. 1992, Woody Allen began legal action to gain custody of his 3 children. A judge said, no, I don't think so. Big eater, a pervert and everything, so I don't think so. No. Was he trying to get custody of Soon Yi that he was also having sex with, taking naked pictures of her? Can you imagine Mia Farrow when she discovered the naked pictures of her adopted daughter in Woody Allen's possession, posing naked for the guy they're having sex with? Oh, my God.
Basically her stepfather.
And she was, 14, 15 when he met her. I don't think he actually took her, I don't think he actually did anything until she was 18. I think they were very specific about it, but clearly he was taking naked pictures of her before she was of age. Anyway,
he's a perv. I'm sorry. He's a very funny man and a great filmmaker, but he's a pervert.
And which is horrible because I love his movies. And I haven't seen all of them, but I used to. Annie Hall played against Sam.
Those are all 50-year-old movies.
What was the one? I know. And the one growing up on the boardwalk. Well, I was Annie Hall, I guess. Anyway, and what were you saying? Tell this story here with these people about CNN.
CNN. Dana Bash is at it again. According to Mays, CNN selectively cuts part of the Elon Trump conversation about nuclear energy to make it seem like they were saying the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were no big deal. Basically, they were saying that, look, that was a horrible thing that happened to them, but look at the cities now. They're thriving cities now.
Yeah.
But CNN's trying to make it so, they don't care. They got bombed.
I know you guys are objective over there, that you just report the news as it is. I know. CNN makes a... I know
Was that supposed to be a laugh line?
I wasn't supposed to be, but...
Exactly.
Boom.
Dana Bash again.
It's unbelievable. And again, there's Dana Bash. Holy cow.
Dana Bitch is more like it. Come on. She looks like, come on. She looks like a horse that just rode into town.
Well, these people are not journalists. They're entertainers and they're advocates and they're they're like marketing people. Yeah, prostitutes. What a great... I don't know who first said that, but whoever it is a genius. I don't know. Just prostitutes. What a great moniker. Number 4 coming up here, Flounder. Again, we'll talk some more. Almost every day there's something new. In fact, I will say every day there's something new about the Minnesota governor, Waltzy Faltsy, who has had people reacting to him. First of all, this is an amazing story. I do not remember this, but back during the day, there was a video of the National Guard in Minneapolis where residents were standing outside on their porches and the National Guard was shouting to people to get back inside. It was a protest after the death of George Floyd, and the governor of Minnesota said the National Guard will be fully mobilized, and he put like 11,000 troops there. And we have an actual reporter doing this story. You're going to hear shots of paintball guns by National Guardsmen or police in Minneapolis because residents were outside at the time. Flounder, if you would, number 4.
And if you pay attention, you'll hear the police say, get in the house. There are several commands, and then you'll hear, light them up. And then that's when you get the fire. We'll play it again.
This is... Get in your house now! Let's go! Light them up! Go inside now! Get in the house!
It's America. Yeah, it's America.
Get in!
Yeah. That was Minneapolis. The governor of Minnesota wants to be your latex salesman, among other things, apparently. Wow, you're on your own property, not bothering anybody. That is a dictatorship. Some more reaction. Glimpse of what a police state would look like under Kamala and Tim Walz. That's called communism, folks. Be very afraid. How very North Korean of him. Let's see. Oh, he sounds like a real joy to have around. Remember yesterday's joy? Everybody said we have such joy in the Democrat Party now. Just the sort of person one dreads getting sat next to at a dinner party. They went through neighborhoods. Families were there to intimidate and shoot people on their doorsteps. But they allowed... Again, this is National Guardsmen. They allowed rioters to riot with zero repercussions for days. Walt sounds like a real peaceful, decent guy. Good Lord. They use helicopters to fly over people who are sitting on their front porch talking to neighbors. They got on loudspeakers and circled over people. Don't go inside told them to go inside your homes. Don't sit on your porch talking to people. Good Lord. I mean, jeez.
It's funny how they do this in places that there are not a lot of people with guns.
Yeah, exactly. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yeah. Not exactly a hotbread, unless they have, shotguns for Turkey Day or something in the wintertime looking for I mean, my God. By the way, a couple of Babylon Bee headlines about Tim Walz. Tim Walz clarifies that he is not stealing valor. He's just redistributing it. Carmela's team releases new campaign slogan. We decline your request for an interview. Insane conspiracy theorist thinks Biden is still alive. And I will fix things if you vote me into office, says woman currently in office. My God. I mean, these people have no shame.
You want a funny one?
I do want a funny one.
Larry Tesler, inventor of the cut, copy, and paste commands, dies at 74.
Yeah.
To which Kirk said, Larry Tesler, inventor of the cut, copy, and paste commands, dies at 74. Gianfranco, Larry Tesler, inventor of the cut, copy, and paste commands, dies at 74.
My favorite one, when I did a little thing, and I don't know who did it first, but I did it on the real when Evelyn Wood passed away. The inventor of the speed reading course passed away. She was 74 years old. Speed reading course. Anyway, 426. I floundered. Let's do cut number 6, too. This is kind of funny. Minnesota residents are, again, every day there's something new about Waltzy Falsey from Minnesota wants to be your latex salesman and vice president. Here's how Minnesotans remember the way he has treated them over the years. Founder number 6.
I won't forget when you illegally banned physicians from prescribing medications for early treatment, fracturing the doctor-patient relationship. I will never forget being forced out of my job at the VA of 20 years because of the vaccine mandates.
I won't forget when you decided which businesses were essential and which ones weren't.
I'll remember when you sent COVID-positive patients back to the nursing homes, and you chose not to send them to the Bethesda COVID hospital. People died alone.
I won't forget to vote in November.
I will never forget how you closed our churches but left the liquor stores open. I will remember how you promised us data on masks and you never showed the data. My child can't wear a mask and I had to pull him from school.
And I remember how you divided us.
People rioted and burnt our cities, and we were not allowed to gather with our families.
I will remember in November.
We won't forget in November.
I will never forget how you abandoned the most vulnerable Minnesotans by shutting down day programs for disabled adults.
I remember when you blamed Minnesotans when your mitigation strategies failed.
I will remember in November.
You put a limit on people who could come over to your house for Thanksgiving.
I will never wear a mask again.
I will never forget what you did to me and my friends. I will never wear a mask again. Governor Walz, we are not your one Minnesota. We are real Minnesotans who are worried about our future. And we will remember in November.
Sure you will. Yeah, we hope. But it's a great commercial. It's a great campaign thing. But, you keep voting for these people. Mm-hmm. Hubert Humphrey, Walter Mondale. This is, although Jesse Ventura, is Minnesota. Anyway, I don't get it. And what scares me even more, I mentioned this.
By the way, Ventura came out voting for Kamala. He's endorsing Kamala.
Just unbelievable.
He hates Trump.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's also Al Frankenland, too.
That's right, too. And here's what else scares me, too. This is according to Fox News, although you have to sign up for their app and give all your personal information. For the Fox News app does cause cancer and anal fissures, by the way, so I wouldn't sign up for it if I were you. But the headline before it disappears saying you have to sign up says, close contest between Trump and Harris in this battleground state turned red poll. They're saying that Donald Trump has barely got a lead in Florida. Now, that can't be true. Even with a honeymoon period of her announcing and that can't be true.
You can't trust any of these polls or any of it. Real Clear Politics 2 days ago said Trump, if it was today, would win.
Handily with all the Nevada and Wisconsin.
Rasmussen says the same thing. You can't trust them. You can't trust these.
I tell you, it's the
media.
The prostitutes.
Yeah, and by the Frank Luntz guy, you can't trust him either. He's running his mouth over the weekend. Good Lord.
I don't know what happened to him all of a sudden. I guess he got off the payroll.
The checks bounced at Fox.
Jeez. By the way, should we give away tickets to your Flounder? You want to do that during the break? Let's do that. 404-741-1230. Ticket. We have 2 tickets to the Cookout Southern 500 NASCAR race Sunday, September 1 at Darlington, North Carolina. And you call us.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Someone, they wrote me, and I was thinking, why did you do this? And now I know why.
What? It's
Darlington's in South Carolina.
Oh, my God, that's right.
Now, is this a different race?
Oh, no. Well, it's a different race. Wait a minute. Is that South Carolina?
Let me see here.
Well, now, wait a minute. There can't be 2 Darlingtons.
Let's go to the Google.
There might be 2 Darlingtons. There is a Darlington, North Carolina.
Well, which one are we going to? Where's the race car?
Read the copy.
Darlington Raceway in Darlington, North Carolina.
Wait a minute. It's not North Carolina. It's Halifax. Or maybe it is North Carolina.
Well,
yeah,
anyway,
there's a Darlington in Halifax County, North Carolina.
Wherever you can get to some Darlington, there's a race going on, and we get tickets.
Well, the famous Darlington is South Carolina.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. It says here North Carolina, and I didn't write it. I'm just reading
Staff?
it. 404-741-1230. 2 tickets if you go wandering around one of the Carolinas.
I'll check and find out.
At any time you want. At
one of our bosses just left.
Kevin, Pete, and Flounder on your Happy Tuesday right here.
During the craziest election season we've ever experienced, you need a voice you can trust. Not headlines, not former shock jocks, but veterans, conservative leaders, and Atlanta talk radio legends.
This is the ballgame. This is for all the marble. This is like
this is for the country.
This is 8 years of turmoil.
Count on the conservative voice of Atlanta to bring you the biggest names in politics as this wild election season changes by the day. This is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Diamonds Direct Atlanta is now open. The nation's fastest growing jewelry store now has a location right here in Buckhead. Shopping for the perfect ring to pop the question? Or maybe an everyday diamond tennis bracelet? The experts at Diamonds Direct are sure to have exactly what you're looking for, no matter the occasion. With the lowest direct importer pricing, you can expect the best selection of certified diamonds at unmatched prices, all within a luxury showroom atmosphere that makes you feel right at home. Come see what other jewelers are trying to replicate. Diamonds Direct's unbeatable after-the-sale guarantees and warranties are the best you can find. Free cleanings, sizing, polishing, accent diamond replacement for the lifetime of your purchase. If that's not enough, they also offer a 110% upgrade policy for you to use as often as you'd like on your diamond engagement ring, pendant, or studs. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, come see how Diamonds Direct is reinvigorating the jewelry industry at their brand new Buckhead showroom. When you want to have complete confidence in your jewelry buying experience, shop with the experts at Diamonds Direct. Now open on the corner of Maple Drive Northeast and Peachtree.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now, I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
With the upcoming election, an assassination attempt on President Trump, wars overseas, inflation, and stock market volatility, these are uncertain times. Do you have a plan? Are you prepared today to have a worry-free tomorrow? If you haven't been to True Prep, now is the time. True Prep is locally owned and operated by Joey and Matthew, who are Georgia Tech graduates. Visit True Prep on Cobb Parkway in Marietta or visit online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine. I'm here today with the owners of Diaz and Gaeta, and they have some breaking news for you.
That's right, Tara. We moved to a new location. I'm Giovanni Diaz, co-owner of Diaz and Gaeta. My partner Zachary Gaeta and I realized the need was growing more and more for legal representation, so we decided to grow too. Visit us at 2400 Herodian Way Southeast, Suite 275 in Smyrna, next to the Battery.
We are 13 years in practice with 6 attorneys on staff. We specialize in personal injury, immigration, criminal defense. We are a multilingual office and always offer free consultations. We are passionate about helping people. Consultations are scheduled with the law partners, and we maintain contact with our clients. We don't build walls between clients and attorneys.
Wow, guys. Sounds like a lot of exciting things are going on at Diaz and Gaeta. Reach out with confidence, knowing these amazing attorneys will be working on your case and walking you through the entire process. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Ah, yes. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 435. And yes, there we got a little rock and roll for you. 1977. They're too much in the background. You can't hear the words. I'm sorry. 1977, Yes scored their second British #1 album, 8th studio album, Going for the One. The Yes album marked the return of keyboardist Rick Wakeman, who left 3 years earlier in 74 over musical differences, and apparently came back to join the band Yes. Our birthday list includes Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Arkansas's governor, 42 years old today. What a young career she's had for 42 years old. Holy cow. Press secretary and governor, and she's only 42. I mean, that's amazing. That's pretty remarkable. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of who else has been a governor, especially a woman. Not that,
Teddy Roosevelt did a lot by the time he was in his 40s. Yeah,
that's true. But again, it's 100 years.
In his 40s.
Yeah. All right, well, Kennedy too. But anyway, here we go. And our history list includes on this day in 1521. Well, here's a fellow who accomplished a lot at a young age. 1521, Spanish conquistador Hernando Cortez captured what is now known as Mexico City from the Aztecs. Well, those frisky Aztecs, man, were just asking for it anyway, so I think we all know that.
There's a whole thing going on in a certain church that basically says that the conquistadors landed mainly to bring Christianity, Catholicism.
Yeah.
I think they showed up for the gold and silver first. And the thing is, well, they were doing human sacrifices, so that's why we came over to... That's not why you were over there.
No.
To stop that.
Yeah.
You didn't even know what was going on until you showed up.
Yeah. Well, in Hawaii, they used to throw the girl babies into the water, if I remember correctly, too.
Volcanoes.
So, yeah, that was not good.
Well, who threw babies in water?
Well, I don't know. It was
You're
in the
just
movie.
making that up.
No, it was in the movie with Julie Andrews and the really gawky guy from Britain. It was a movie Hawaii, Robert Mitchner's or whatever it was, and
James Mitchner.
James Mitchner, yeah, and they went over there to try to control the natives who were
Richard Harris.
Yeah, Richard Harris. We're throwing babies in the water when they didn't like their gender. Yeah.
All right, Swatoon's on the line. Wants to talk to you.
Swatoon, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? Welcome aboard, sir.
Hey, Kimmer, what happened with the Trump conversation with Elon Musk, that was not interview, that was just conversation.
Yeah.
What they need to do now is Republicans need to wake up and start saying rich, elite, mainstream media people are covering for Kamala Harris. Republicans need to understand that media is enemy of the people.
Yeah.
If they protect the government, they are enemy of the people. And once people start hearing that, the people are going to change their mind. I mean, look at in England. The reason the people are protesting is not just because those 3 girls died.
Yeah.
Is because they are told that waving England flag it's racist. And if that's okay, if you say you can wave flag, that's okay. But you cannot let other people wave other flags either. Otherwise, you're just gonna make people angry, especially ex-military people who pretty much wanted to die for the country if needed, but now they had to fight for the country inside the country.
Honestly, I mean, you get the impression sometimes that there are, it's like little fissures are splitting in the globe, that things are happening that I don't know whether they're connected, but I'm afraid they might be. That there's something going on, and I don't know, man. I've never experienced this kind of thing, and as a news guy for 50 years, where you learn a lot about things going on in the world every single day, because that's my living. I don't understand this stuff. I don't know where we're going or how we got here.
Well, the reason people like America, it's first of all because the news agency used to defend little man. If the big corporation or government arrest you for whatever, your grass being 1 inch taller than it's supposed to, then the news agency would get onto that, and try to help you out. But today it's like, oh, I like American flag. Oh, you are racist. We need to put you in prison or, camps or something like that.
But again, I mean, even in the 70s, the media would turn on the government and try to oust all the scandals they could find. And these days, all of a sudden, the media's Donald Trump, when he was elected, he said, the fake media said, oh, da-da-da-da-da. And he was right. And the problem is, they haven't learned. Nobody's learned their lesson. They're even worse than they were. I think they're even worse to protect How could the media protect that woman and her potential administration? Seriously, she's a laughing stock.
The one of the answer might be the Epstein list of island people list.
Well,
that's not released.
Yeah,
yet.
Herpes Island or something. Sodomy Island.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, Swatoon. Anyway, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Again, I just. I don't understand. Incidentally, the Biden. What's the matter? Are you okay? By the way, Pete's tweet's coming up shortly. Flounder, maybe we'll do that here in just a minute. I want to remind you of a couple things you may not have heard about. Here we go again about this administration. The Biden program that was supposed to remove illegal immigrant families, it's a fake. The signature Harris-Biden administration program to quickly remove families who entered the country illegally is allowing 90% of them to stay. It was called the Family Expedited Removal Program, and the deal was they were, a dismal rate of removals, The program was touted last year as a way to instill consequences for unlawful entry by placing an ankle monitor on an adult family member. The idea was that migrant families are hard to deport if they arrive with their kids. You can't just, send the kids back and whatever. So the Family Expedited Program was meant to keep families together while they process them for expedited removal. Guess what? There are so many loopholes. 90% of them stay right here, and thousands have disappeared, and we don't know where they are. They did it deliberately. They put a name on it. Family Expedited Removal Program. They're not being removed. They're staying right here. Yep. 90% staying right here. And incidentally, some of those 90% include guys like Daniel Devan Bonilla, 24, from Nicaragua, and Mexican migrant Leovando Moreno, 37. These are the two guys who grabbed a woman at Coney Island and raped her. And while they were raping her, the woman's boyfriend showed up, scuffled with the Devan Bonilla guy, then was blindsided from behind by Moreno, who hit him in the head with a brick. The Bonilla guy was charged first-degree rape, second-degree assault, first-degree sexual abuse, menacing criminal possession of a weapon, entered the country illegally through Texas 2 years ago. Found by border agents sneaking through the brush, taken to border control custody, eventually moved to New York. They let him go. Went to New York. He was accused of raping a woman last year. He pulled her hair, dragged her down, attacked her, a criminal sexual act, unlawful imprisonment, hate crime, sexual misconduct, and then the Brooklyn DA struck a deal and granted him credit for time served for about several months, and so he got out, and that was last year, and now he's raped another woman this year. After spending a year in jail, he'd been out for 2 months. And he grabbed this woman by the hair and raped her and beat up the boyfriend, knocked him out with his companion. And by the way, now he faces 7 years just for the earlier case for violating the terms of his deal, let alone the fact that he's been charged now with rape and everything else. And I mean,
should never have happened. Should never be here.
Again, illegal immigration. I mean, it's just...
It's every day now.
And by the way, and this is one of the reasons it's a problem, Marriott is suing one of its own hotel chains, a franchisee, for breach of contract because of what's going on at the hotel chain of Marriott in New York City. Has turned a hotel by the Marriott into a shelter for migrants. The operators broke their lease with Marriott. You're supposed to, as a franchisee, you got to play by their rules. And the operators instead entered into a lucrative contract with the city of New York to turn their hotel into an asylum-seeking migrant hotel. New York City hotels housing migrants have brought in more than $1 billion in taxpayer funds since they're now migrant shelters. And some rooms are costing the city more than $300 a night. So Marriott Hotels franchisee in New York decided to get the quick $300 a night for all their rooms guaranteed instead of actually renting rooms to people who need a room. The Big Apple has spent $5 billion on the migrant crisis. About $2 billion of it has gone toward housing in New York City, and the cycle continues. And again, New Yorkers, you keep voting for these people.
Yeah, and always will.
It's the mayor of the New York City, the governor of New York State, and the commissioners and the legislature, and they're still doing it and keep doing it. And you keep getting, and again, nobody seems to care. I mean, they all care and scream and cry, and all the black people show up at the city council meetings and scream and yell, "Where's it for us? You're doing the illegals. Where's our stuff?" And then they don't get voted out of office. Well, two of the squad got kicked out, but still liberal Democrats took their place. So, I mean, I don't see a lot of change coming. Anyway, it's 4:05 already. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. Holy crap, at sports, we have a Flounder's Funny. I owe you this half hour, this quarter hour, and also Pete's tweets coming up, too. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. How you doing?
Concentrate on this. The media in this country is dedicated not to objectivity, but to making sure Donald Trump is not elected.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
We've all heard it before. Buy one, get one windows. 10% off if you call today. $500 off if you sign tonight. But are these really a special? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Hi, this is Candace with Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't fall for it. It's exhausting trying to keep up with all the fake specials being offered. And we all say the same thing. We're all licensed, we're all insured, we all have 5-star reviews. At Exovations, we want to earn your business the right way. But don't take our word for it. Let us show you why we say we are different from other contractors. To find out what it means to have an on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation, call me today at 770-205-2995 or online at exovations.com. That's exovations.com.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Get down there. 449, how you doing? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Happy Tuesday. Leonard Skinner here. 1973, Leonard Skinner released their debut album, pronounced Leonard Skinnerd. Several of the album's tracks remain among the band's most well-known. Gimme 3 Steps, Simple Man. Hold on a minute. I can't read that freak. I got to get to that freak. Gimme 3 Steps, Simple Man, Tuesday's Gone, and Freebird. The last of which launched the band to national stardom. Boy, did it. The cover photograph was taken on Main Street in Jonesboro, Georgia. Leonard Skinner. And again, my claim to fame, Wayne, no offense, who sent us that meme earlier on the Wheaties box, showing that the breakdancer girl is on the Wheaties box. And we had a thing next to one of the drummers for, was it Leonard Skinner? Yeah, it was Leonard Skinner drummer. Yep. And he was a great guy, a little big guy, just the nicest guy he could be, but he had a problem with throwing his trash overboard in the docks area, so they asked him to leave. But he was the drummer for Leonard Skinner for a while, and I was right there talking to him. Anyway, our birthday list includes Kevin Tighe, I guess it is Tighe, Tiggy, I don't know, Kevin Tighe is 80 years old. John Locke, and I'm going to talk about the show Lost. I never watched it really, but and people did. But if they think you might spoil an ending or something, I'm about to talk about it here. So I mean, it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
so
long time.
Okay, but again, I get ripped every time. Oh, I was going to watch that next night, sort of thing.
Who would do that?
Golly, I can't remember, Pete. Kevin Tighe, 80 years old, John Locke's father on Lost. He was also the con man who ruined Sawyer's life when he was just a boy, so Sawyer choked him to death with a chain inside the Black Rock. Those of you who are a little older may remember Kevin Tighe as the owner of the Double Deuce Bar in Roadhouse. And the eldest among you may remember him as Roy DeSoto from the 70s series Emergency. Ring dong. What was that? Wasn't it there? What the hell was that theme song for Emergency? And was it Julie London? Was she in that?
She was in there. God. And her husband, Bobby Troop.
Oh, Bobby Troop. Was he a drummer?
Yeah,
a jazz bugler, a jazz trumpeter or something. Yeah. Oh, my God. And I'm having the funniest memory. At our house growing up, in the 50s, our house growing up, anytime there was a commercial on with, I think it was Marlboro cigarettes. It might have been...
That was Tipperillo, wasn't it? Or something?
No, that was Edie Adams.
Okay.
Julie London did a commercial. I think it was for cigarettes of some... I don't... Oh, my God. And anytime the commercial came on, my mother was ordered to yell for my father. Dad, your commercial's on. We had a 3-story. There were 7 members of the family. We had a 3-story old colonial house with 7 bedrooms. I mean, we had this giant old house. And wherever my father was, she had to yell to say, your commercial's on, Dad, because of Julie London. And he would sit there and watch her commercial and then go back about his business. It's the damnedest thing I ever saw. And she was, I guess she was his one or whatever. If they if families did it, I don't know. Anyway, and I can't remember I remember smoke curling up by her face or something. I may be wrong. The hell was 60 years ago or whatever. Anyway, all right, 453 404 741 1230 741 1230. Let's see. One more update on the political thing here. And again, after the 5 o'clock news, we're going to pull a whole bunch of more sound bites. Marlboro. It was Marlboro's. That's what I thought. And did she? You got a lot to like with a Marlboro or something like that.
She had a song. It was a whole song.
Yeah. And she was sultry. Talk about sultry. She was the definition of sultry back then. Mm-hmm. To say what year those it had to be early '60s, probably.
50s through 71. Yeah. Smoke them if you got them.
Julie London and my dad and my mom would call her Gene.
That woman.
Oh, mercy. Well, a quick update on the Kamala campaign thing. By the way, her campaign announced today. This is absolutely astounding. Her campaign announced today after a quick... Oh, in fact, I'm sorry, I got one more media thing, and then I'll explain why that would make sense here. On the media... and here we go. Okay. I mentioned earlier how all the media's, everybody was complaining about Donald Trump on X, and they were calling him names and saying he stumbled and they had a lisp. And again, Founder just told us the latest is there was a problem with the playback noise. Donald Trump did not have a lisp. They had showed the TV version of him talking, and he was fine. So Donald Trump did not have a lisp. Here's some reaction just quickly about whether Kamala should get in front of the media. The Guardian, Kamala Harris must speak to the press. Columbia Journalism Review, yes, Kamala should talk to the press more. New York Post, Kamala edges and hides from Elon Musk because she has nothing to say. Why isn't Kamala giving interviews or holding news conferences? I mean, on and on and on. Well, you know why. I mean, because she can't talk. She's
dumb.
She'll be trapped. And her press campaign people today said, well, we know people want to, we're going to have her sit down with somebody after the convention, sure, another week, convention, I guess, is this Thursday? I think it's this week. So after the convention, we'll sit down with somebody. No. We want her standing in front of a podium with nothing in front of her except her fingers and answering questions from a press I hope will get hostile. I hope somebody will finally say, enough of this. Your duplicity. All of a sudden, you like tips with no taxes? Please.
Who's going to do that? They'll be fired.
Peter Doocy, if they call on him. But again, she may never hold a news conference. She may just do sit-downs and then do this. She's filming a movie.
Well, don't they still have Doocy following the cadaver? Because he was in New Orleans.
He was a White House press. I mean, he was the senior correspondent at the one. But now I think he's the. But again, if no longer following Biden because Biden's gone.
Was in New Orleans today, and he's at some cancer initiative, and they show him standing there talking to some people. But who gave the speech at the lectern? Dr. Jill did the talking, and he just stood there behind her like, where am I supposed to be?
Well, of course, she's done so much for the cancer.
He was to the side looking like a lost puppy.
And she did all the talking. She's president.
It's over.
Who's sending all those warships to the Middle East right now?
I guarantee he doesn't know anything about warships in the Middle East.
Who's doing it?
Lloyd Austin.
Yeah, the defense contractor.
That idiot?
Yeah,
not as big an idiot as Biden.
Good Lord. I mean,
it's up there.
It's just freaking scary.
Seriously, he's running the country. She's on the campaign.
Yeah.
She's not paying attention.
Yeah.
He's clueless.
And by the way, speaking of the campaign, one quick update. Oh, we got a Flounders Funny, too. Have you got one available here in just a second? I'm going to do a quick update on the sheriff thing. We'll do another Flounders Funny. Holy crap, a sports coming up, too. A California sheriff who's been doing it for 37 years in Tulare County says, now, wait a minute. He was shown to be part of one of her advertising campaign things with Kamala. And the sheriff says, in the light of the political ad put out, we want to make sure you understand clear his image is being used without his permission. He does not endorse Harris for president or any other political office. I point out the misleading information projected in that same political ad. She claims to spend decades fighting violent crime as a border state prosecutor. The facts are she hasn't done jack squat. She never cared about the cartel. She did nothing to stop people from illegally crossing the border. We were in the green room all together. She never came in and said hello. She walked up front, gave her press conference, literally walked out, never said hi to any of us. I'm disgusted. She never shook our hands, never said hi. She's taken credit for all the work we've done, and the locals did. Came in, gave a speech, and took off. And used him in her commercial. How about all the sheriffs love her? Kind border people love her. Good Lord. Anyway, 4:57. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Happy Tuesday, all of a sudden. We got a little Flounder's Funny there for you.
I take her to Chuck E. Cheese all the time. You can go there. They had COVID in 84. So, you can't even survive in there. That's what... I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is rough. I don't know if you've been there in a while. They look like they're trying to go out of business and they can't. They filed for bankruptcy and they're still open. They called Blockbuster and they're like, how do you get out? We want out.
How do you get out?
They're updating nothing. That Chucky band is just robotic. I mean, the drummer doesn't even turn on. It just sits like that the whole time. They sell booze to parents now. They just give them buckets of Bud Light. They're drunk in a booth at 9 a.m. And someone drives those kids home. I don't see a bunch of Ubers and Lyfts showing up. There was a Chuck E. Cheese that got caught. If people didn't eat all their pizza, they would just put it back out on the buffet. And that would shut down any normal business. And with Chuck E. Cheese, they have thrived. When I read the story, I was like, I thought that's what they were doing. I thought we agreed that that's fine. I didn't know what the article was about.
Nate Bergazzi.
That's the one.
Oh, man. I get the biggest kick out of the guy. He's a family type.
Hey, we got a new hurricane.
Oh, goody.
Tropical storm. His name is Ernesto.
Oh, we got another Spanish fellow. Spanish American.
Of course, he heads right to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, there you go. I still want to get me a little Puerto Rican girl, I swear to God.
Like, how old are we talking here?
Oh, well, over 25, you know. They know how to dress and they know how to treat their men.
You said girl, so I was just...
Well, girl. Well, that's what she be to me.
Next time, say woman.
It's coming up on 5 o'clock. Not me, Pally Boy. Coming up on 5 o'clock with Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. The latest on the X and the stuff and the crap and the thing with a give out the thing back. Look at
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Branch Jewelry and Watches.
The Pentagon preparing. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. The U.S. is bolstering its forces in the Middle East as Israel braces for an attack from Iran. Fox's Alex Hogan is in Tel Aviv.
Hamas says it targeted Tel Aviv today in an attack. We were able to hear the large explosions here across the city. 2 rockets were alerted and one of them fell into the sea. But all of this comes as Israel really is bracing for a larger attack, and that would be a potential attack from Iran. Now, at the same time, because of that, the U.S. says that there's all of these military assets in the region to send a message of deterrence. So there's a lot of diplomacy also underway to drive home that message. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer held a 30-minute phone call with Iran's new president, Masoud Pezeshkian, telling him that war is not in anyone's interest. This comes after a joint effort on behalf of the US, the UK, France, and Germany urging Iran to stand down.
Iranian officials saying that only a ceasefire could prevent a retaliatory strike. Kyiv turning the tables, Ukrainian forces pushing further into Russia.
As Ukraine's incursion into Russia enters its second week, more ground is taken and more residents flee. It's the first time since World War II Russia has ceded territory to a foreign power. In his nightly address, Ukrainian President Zelensky said, "Russia brought war to others, now it's coming home." Ukrainian troops are now more than 20 miles inside Russia. They have seized some 28 villages, nearly 400 square miles of land. 120,000 Russian residents have been evacuated. Another 60,000 are set to leave. Russian President Putin has declared his forces will push the Ukrainians back over the border, but so far they've been unable to do so. In London, Greg Malcott, Fox News.
Tropical storm Ernesto battering islands in the Northeast Caribbean and is expected to strengthen to a hurricane. America's listening to Fox News.
In these crazy times, there's peace of mind in security. Security for our country, for our leaders, security for our families. You are not financially secure if all your eggs are in one basket. Gold and silver are an excellent way to diversify your savings. And through our friends at Birch Gold Group, you can own physical gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account.
Text the word PROTECT to the number 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Text PROTECT to 989898 today.
Small business owners, we know tackling your to-do list can sometimes feel like going 12 rounds against a heavyweight champ. Except that heavyweight's gloves are made of something hard, like diamonds. So when a new to-do pops up, you're like, I can't. I'm boxing my diamond boxing glove wearing heavyweight champ of a to-do list. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy with over 30 customizable coverage options, so you can finally land a knockout blow. See if you can save on business insurance in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a plank. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper with Pete Davis and Flounder at 503 on 106.3. Here's the number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful, hot, sunny day. The humidity's getting to me for some reason. This year, I noticed humidity is I almost died Sunday. I did a lot of things outdoors, and the last thing I did outdoors was go hit balls to 98 degrees in the hot sunshine. And I'll tell you what, I mean, for a minute I thought, well, I might have made a mistake here. But
I took a walk Saturday around 7 o'clock at night, and a cool breeze was blowing. And I was thinking, it was 57 Sunday morning.
Well, the mountains are making, 504.
Touch of fall.
There you go. And Flounder, again, still getting wonderful reaction on your announcement of your engagement with the wonderful Miss Veronica. And a lot of folks are just as thrilled.
They are.
As
They're very happy for us.
Yeah, excellent. And still nothing on a date. We're just going to see what's going on here.
We're not going to have a date for a minute.
It's not a thing. Yeah.
It's college football season, right?
Yes.
All right. Just saying.
So if you're doing anything on a Saturday.
Nice Thursday wedding would be just
Friday morning,
I prefer Vegas on a Thursday or Friday night.
Now you're talking. You got to play.
Done with.
I'm just telling you.
That'll be the day. Anyway, 404-741-1230. All right, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. A lot of stuff on the X last night in the show. I didn't watch it. I don't think I've ever. In fact, I don't even know how do you watch it? If you were watching on X, do you
go on Twitter and it would be there? You'd click on something.
Yeah, you would go onto Twitter and at the top it would say there'd be an option to hit, and then it's a 2-button click that takes you right to it. It's pretty simple.
I got you. And he was there for what, 2 hours?
Almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah. As opposed to Vice President,
70 seconds.
The tips. Yeah. Unbelievable. Anyway, in fact, let's play, let's see. We got a couple of cuts here, Flounder. We've got the inflation interview. Let's do cut number 2. Donald Trump talking with Elon Musk and specifically talking about Kamala and her flip-flopping and what she really means. Cut 2, if you would, sir.
Kamala was the border czar. Now she's denying it. Everything that I do, she's saying she was strong on the border. We're going to be strong. Well, she doesn't have to say it. She could close it up right now. They could do things right now. It's horrible. No tax on tips, and all of a sudden she's making a speech and there will be no tax on tips. I said that months ago. And by the way, they had just the opposite. They had not only tax on tips, but they hired 88,000 IRS agents And many of them were assigned to go get waitresses and caddies and all of this on tips. They have a policy. They had a policy that they were really going to go after you and were really harassing people horribly. And then all of a sudden, for politics, she says, she comes out with what I said.
Oop, there go Donald Trump. And the reaction, the left is going absolutely crazy. There were more than 1 billion views. Now, does that mean a billion people? Or views. Even so, that's still a lot of people. I mean, that's it's the world. It's not. I mean, the world was tuning in. I mean, it had to be every country that has X or Twitter. I assume it can't be, obviously, 1 billion Americans.
They're memory holding the fact that she herself, Kamala Harris, cast the deciding vote to pass the law to put IRS agents, 88,000 of them, on waitresses.
The only people who have mentioned that are you. I mean, sir, I have not heard another. Maybe somebody on maybe I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. Every time since she made the announcement, I'm in total favor now of no tax on tips, and the crowd went wild. Nobody. I don't remember a single person saying, "Well, she was the person who cast it out," and nobody's brought it up. Nobody's brought it up.
What changed?
And the only one person brought it up once was you, and then one other person brought up that CBS claimed if they eliminated the tax on tips, it would cost $250 million or something.
It was two different headlines.
Yeah.
One for her, it was a great thing for waitresses, and then the one for Trump was, this will cost $250 billion.
Yeah. Again, that's the media. That's the way. Oh, that's what I was going to say. That's the way the media reacted to this. It was absolutely outrageous, and they're still not bringing it around. And she, of course, was trying to do a fundraiser from it. Anyway, and the skyrocketing inflation. Oh, in fact, Donald Trump talked about that also, the skyrocketing inflation. And even the Babylon Bee said, this is a woman who is pledging to really do something in the next 4 years, although she's already in office and doesn't need to be elected. The skyrocketing inflation, if you're a middle-class person, you can't afford this kind of stuff. Everybody knows that. And she, by the way, still has no plan. She's going to come out with a plan, I think, in a couple of weeks on what to do about the economy. I mean, shouldn't she have already had what happened to Bidenomics? I mean,
she was all for it. That was great.
Anyway, let's see. Trump hammers on the thing. Harris campaign running off the interview saying, by the way, Elon Musk, again, also offered her all the time she wants.
Yep.
And again, remember, these are the people who now in fact, let me do... where the hell's the comments? I got some comments on her reacting to the Donald Trump interview. No, that's not it. Here we go. Is this it? No, that's not it. And here we go. The left is panicking. What Kamala said was that these guys are just, it's not enough. Musk has pledged to donate millions of dollars to help reelect Trump. These are just people who are billionaires, billionaires interviewing billionaires, a danger to our democracy. And yet, so the reaction includes billionaires. Ups a daisy. Kimber show, indeed. Soros funds Harris bailing out rioters, burn cities to the ground when a drug addict dies in police custody. That's okay about billionaires. But billionaire Musk funds Trump, and that's not okay. We got the clarification there. If Carmela was a true candidate, believed in herself, she'd go on with Elon Musk right now. But she isn't, she doesn't, and she knows how bad exposing her lack of knowledge would be for her ghost campaign. And again, it's another point. There is no campaign. All she's saying is, we're here and we're going to win. We're going to fix the economy. Fight. We're going to we'll show that I know Donald Trump and I prosecuted people like that. It's a rally. They're making a movie.
It's all feeling. It's joy and feeling.
There's nothing there. There's nothing inside it. It's all just video of people yelling about how wonderful she is. They promised to cool down the rhetoric. Instead, they're adding gas to the fire, more hate about Donald Trump, using their platform as a voice for Carmela's campaign. In fact, before I forget, we may play, you want to play that Washington Post reporter again?
Sure.
That was pretty cool. Flounder, let's do this. Cut number 3, talking about the media. Here's the guy right before they were doing the interview last night. Washington Post reporter Cleve Woodson Jr. Here's how he wants the government to get involved because he doesn't think people should hear Donald Trump talking Elon Musk. Number 3.
Elon Musk is slated to interview Donald Trump tonight on X. I don't know if the president is going to tune in. Feel free to say if he is or not. But I think that misinformation on Twitter is not just a campaign issue. It's an America issue.
You think that?
What role does the White House or the president have in sort of stopping that, or stopping the spread of that, or sort of intervening in that? Some of that was about campaign misinformation, but it's a wider thing, right?
Yeah, no, and you've heard us talk about this many times from here about the responsibilities that social media platforms have when it comes to misinformation, disinformation.
Yeah, you can talk there, Flounder. That's again, these are the same people who got with social media to try to slant the news about Hunter's laptop and the FBI and everything else. They've been in on this for years.
They're so used to what happened 4 years ago. They're saying, "Where is it? We need that again."
Yeah, and the Washington Post reporter said, "Gee, isn't there anything that we or you can do?" And she said, "Well, yeah, you need to take responsibility for try to censor these kinds of misinformation interviews."
I want to hear from Carl Bernstein or Bob Woodward what they think about what he did yesterday.
Yeah.
What he did to the legacy of Post reporters.
We know Bernstein's going to say, times have changed and we have to be advocates now because Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. I mean, that's how they're going to justify their bias.
Woodward's a little more independent.
Well, I'm hoping Woodward is, or he certainly used to be, but Carl Bernstein's gone over the cliff. And they justify it by saying, well, we have to take responsibility for stopping Trump. And again, there's nothing to stop him from what he did. What did he do last time? Made everything better. The virus came, but everything other than that was better for everybody.
He's not the swamp, and that's why the swamp and the deep state's trying to get him.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Pathetic. Cleve Woodson from the Washington Post. You're a reporter for the Washington Post.
He's not a reporter.
My God. Democracy dies in darkness, trying to get the government to shut down private citizen interviews because democracy dies in people speaking freely. They all need to lose their jobs. An anti-speech activist begging the Biden administration to punish Elon Musk for doing journalism, which is what he is not doing. Holy crap. And again, just a couple of quick things here, Flounder, and then we'll get on. Some of the reactions by headline of media. USA Today, Trump rambles, slurs his way through Elon Musk interview was an unmitigated disaster. Fox News, Newsweek, Donald Trump's lying lisp during Elon Musk interview raises questions. So Donald chatted with Elon. Here's the future they see it. Losers win. Incompetence rules. Glitchy start. 2-hour ramble. Dull meeting to a planet-sized egos. Never ended the conversation. I mean, just I have one after another. All in it together. All right, almost 5:14. Holy crap. Is sports coming up? I mentioned that together there. And even more. Kimber Pete and Flounder's Funnies, Pete's Tweets, and a game possibly. Sure. And Good Dog, Bad Dog. Oh, there's so much before 6 o'clock. Kimber Pete and Flounder, 5:14 right here.
During the craziest election season we've ever experienced, you need a voice you can trust. Not headlines, not former shock jocks, but veterans, conservative leaders, and Atlanta talk radio legends.
This is the ballgame. This is for all the marble. This is like
this is for the country.
This is 8 years of turmoil.
Count on the conservative voice of Atlanta to bring you the biggest names in politics as this wild election season changes by the day. This is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Echo. Hey, folks, have you heard? It's almost time for the Echo one-day sale at Howard Brothers. On September 11th, visit your local Howard Brothers for fantastic deals on Echo power equipment, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Whether you're a professional or a DIY enthusiast, Howard Brothers has the Echo tools you need to get the job done right. So mark your calendar, bring your friends, and don't miss out on the Echo one-day sale at Howard Brothers on September 11th. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
One of the hardest things to do is to walk away from a paycheck. As retirement planners, Masterplan knows how hard it can be to pull the trigger on your own retirement. Don't go it alone. Master Plan is a holistic retirement planning firm that works with you to create a retirement plan to help maximize your golden years. Through income planning and money management, legacy planning, and tax planning, we create a plan specifically designed for your life. Enter retirement with confidence. Contact Master Plan to analyze your retirement outlook and create a plan that's right for you. All initial consultations are complimentary, so contact us today and begin your pursuit towards peace of mind. Visit masterplanretire.com. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultant. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family, and 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. Just recently, a friend told me they hear Bruce talking on 680 The Fan. They asked me if he was as nice as he appeared to be on air. I smiled, and without any hesitation, answered, he's even nicer in person. I'm Amy Risley. I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-3490. That's 800-275-3490.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
That was
and
close.
now your 5 o'clock hour is sponsored by Lee Brandt Jewelers, baby, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
So you're saying she's... Well, anyway.
Anyway, that's
the Coyote finally caught the Roadrunner last night. Chris Sale did not get the win, but he did do 2 other things. He stopped the Braves' free fall, and he solidified his Cy Young candidacy. Yeah. The Bravos shut out the Giants in San Francisco 1-0 in 10 innings last night, early this morning. Sale and Blake Snell matched pitch by pitch, and it took Travis d'Arnaud's sac fly in the top of the 10th to make the difference. And Snell took a no-hitter into the 7th, just days after no-hitting the Reds.
I tell you, he's a great... I mean, we'd love to get that guy over here, I'll tell you what.
They probably won't let him go, though. Nah. Sale had 12 strikeouts, giving just 3 hits in 7 innings, at one point striking out 5 gents in a row. One night after getting shelled against the Rockies, Joe Jimenez pitched a scoreless, hitless inning, and Raciel Iglesias a rare 2-inning effort, getting the win while striking out 4 and getting his second win, as heard on 680 The Fan.
Iglesias needs one more out. There's a little floater to left field coming in. Soler, he makes the catch, and the Braves win.
Hey. Soler made the catch. Ben Ingram with the call there. Tonight, the 6-7 Charlie Morton for Atlanta gets the 6-5 lefty Kyle Harrison for the Giants. Reynaldo Lopez will make his rehab start for Gwinnett tonight, and Jimmy Herget brought up from AAA. NFL news: Will Levis plays quarterback for the Titans. He also likes mayonnaise.
Oh, yes,
a lot.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Levis once famously drank a cup of coffee with mayo in it, even though he now claims that was a joke, that it was just a joke. But it wasn't a joke that Hellman's Mayonnaise has signed Levis to an endorsement contract that will keep him in mayo for the rest of his life. And they've also created a perfume called Will Levis No. 8 Parfum de Mayonnaise.
Oh, God.
This is not a joke.
No.
The scent contains notes of tart lemon, mayo, parsley, coffee, musk, and vanilla.
Oh, dear
Lord. Sounds like something you put on salad. Bottles of Will Levis No. 8 available for just $8 at WillLevisNo8.com. Guess how many they sold?
8.
They sold out.
Oh, are you serious?
Kentucky fans sold out. Levis has been known to eat a banana without peeling it first. He just eats
that's just
the
not
whole,
right.
No.
Well, they say that. Isn't that where the good stuff is in the banana?
No, monkeys don't even do that.
I think there's protein.
You know what monkeys do?
What?
They open it from the bottom.
Oh, that's right.
Not the stem.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So, J.J. McCarthy will not be the Vikings starting quarterback. The former Wolverine has a torn meniscus in his right knee. He's going to miss a lot of time, thus handing the job to Sam Darnold to replace Kirk Cousins.
Oh, my.
Yep. Speaking of Michigan, new head coach Sharon Moore says former head coach Jim Harbaugh will not be honorary captain for the August 31st game.
I guess they really thought
put them on probation or whatever he did to them.
Wow.
And, well, we almost went a week or so without an NFL player hurting a woman. Browns rookie defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr. charged with domestic violence in Avon, Ohio, allegedly threatening a woman with a gun Monday night. Grabbed the handgun during an argument, pressed it against the woman's temple, and threatened, "I will franking end it all. I don't care."
Oh, my.
The woman told police she is engaged to Hall and shares an 11-month-old child with him.
Oh, golly.
The fight began when she and Hall were discussing the financial needs of her daughter from a different relationship.
Oh, boy.
The woman said that Hall screamed at her to leave the house and grabbed her by the feet. The woman's mother says she witnessed Hall strike her daughter on the head with a baby bottle, choke her by the neck, push her head through a wall, and break open a bedroom door to drag her out.
And he's still walking around?
Well, he's in jail. The Browns selected Hall with the number 54 overall pick in the draft out of Ohio State. He may have made bond, but he was arrested.
That's ball game there. You can't keep him on the team.
It's the NFL.
There's no way. Well,
we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Packers head coach Matt LaFleur is tired of hearing questions from you about his number one wide receiver.
All right, sir.
Matt says, quote, "I want to vomit every time I hear number one receiver," end quote. So I'm telling you, quit asking him.
Okay.
The French are still not happy with Stephen Curry's three-point dagger to win the gold for the U.S. men. Here's how it sounded from the French perspective.
Il a la main chaude, Steph Curry, il a la main chaude, il a la main chaude. C'est pas possible. Il a la main chaude, Steph Curry.
Maybe.
Impossible. Yes. Would you believe if I told you a basketball player once scored 100 points in a game?
Will Chamberlain.
No.
Yes, he did.
No.
Will Chamberlain scored 100 points.
I think you're right. In a college basketball game.
That's different. I've never heard of that.
Frank Selvey, All-America guard at Furman, scored an NCAA Division I record 100 points in a game, later played 9 NBA seasons, died today. He was 91 years old.
Wow.
Cause of death not revealed.
91, oh, God. Could have been anything.
Yeah. Could have fallen off a skateboard.
Oh, God.
For all we know. Died at his home in Simpsonville. The Furman Athletic Department called Selvey Furman's all-time greatest athlete. Played for the Paladins from 1952 to 54. Twice led the NCAA in scoring, averaging 42 points as a senior. Made history by scoring that 100, 41 field goals, 18 free throws, and a 145-95 victory over Newberry back in February of 1954 in Greenville. He was named the Southern Conference Player of the Year twice and a 3-time All-American. Selvey, the number 1 overall pick in 1954 by the Baltimore Bullets. Has a 2-time All-Star during his 9-year NBA career. He played for 5 teams, came back to Furman, and coached him for 4 seasons. So, what a lot of life up there.
Right.
Georgia Tech landed a pledge from in-state offensive tackle Josh Petty, a monumental addition for Brent Key and the Yellow Jackets for the 2025 class. Per ESPN rankings, Petty, the number 27 overall prospect and 6th-ranked offensive tackle. The 6'5", 255-pound blocker from Roswell picked Tech over Ohio State, Florida State, Tennessee, and Stanford.
No kidding. Wow.
Tennessee announced today a long-term deal with travel center giant Pilot. You know, the stores, the gas stations.
Oh, the Pilot store, yeah.
It'll preserve the names of Neyland Stadium and Shields-Watkins Field while giving the Knoxville-based company prominent signage throughout the stadium and on the playing surface.
Oh, but at least they kept the name for the stadium.
They got to keep Neyland Stadium, please. Browns owner Jimmy Haslam is a Tennessee alum, former CEO and current chairman of Pilot, a longtime supporter of Volunteers Athletics, is probably what happened
Obviously,
here. Yeah. So the arms race is on. I wonder which college is going to get Buc-ee's.
Oh, my God.
That's the big one. Got to get
Are
Buc-ee's.
they after? Well, and you kind of wonder how come they're not. I mean, Buc-ee's.
Well, they don't want to piss off everybody else by signing on with one guy. Come on. One team?
I don't know.
And remember Miguel Almiron? I'm sure you do.
I do.
Who was he?
He was the famous watchmaker who discovered the Bulova Company young man.
Well, you were just so close.
I was just...
He was part of the glory days of Atlanta United. Remember those?
Oh, the guy,
They were playing in championship games and stuff like that. Are they still playing?
I don't think so.
He was sold to Newcastle, England in 2019. Now Newcastle wants to sell him, and Charlotte FC is looking at him. That would just be another insult for Charlotte to get him after he was such a star here in Atlanta. Today in history, August 13, 2018, Ronald Acuna Jr. homered to lead off both games of a doubleheader against the Marlins. The only other players to accomplish this feat are Harry Hooper in 1913, Ricky Henderson in 1993, and Brady Anderson in 1999.
I remember Brady Anderson.
Yeah, there's reasons. He went from like 12 to 50 homers in 1 year. Wonder how that happened.
That's why.
Orioles. 1932, Kennesaw Mountain Landis cleared Rogers Hornsby of charges of fraudulently borrowing money from Cubs players. The Chicago papers accused him of obtaining money from the players to bet on horse races or share in joint ventures.
Oh, my goodness.
1957, Mickey Mantle has 3 hits to help the Yankees beat the Red Sox. Mantle's performance raised his average to .384, just behind Boston's Ted Williams, who hit .388. He is in line to get a second straight Triple Crown, Mickey Mantle is. But he injures himself when he angrily swings a golf club at a branch and gouges his shin bone, and that pretty much ends his chase of the crown.
Oh, my God.
Never get mad on the golf course.
Wow.
1972, Tigers manager Billy Martin literally picks his starting lineup out of a hat in an attempt to end a 4-game losing streak. Detroit wins 3-2. So what do you think he did in the second game of the doubleheader?
Well, he probably did the same thing.
No, they returned to their normal lineup. What do you think happened?
Probably lost 8-0.
They lost 9-2. And they're sports.
Well, it's not quite sports. Speaking of Mickey Mantle, sir, on this day in 1995, Mickey Mantle passed away, liver cancer. He was only 63. And Mickey Mantle famously used to joke. He said, if I'd known I was going to live past 40, I'd have taken better care of myself.
Lake Oconee
I've been playing golf over there, I played in his Mickey Mantle tournament over there, in fact. And a bunch of college girls were hanging around. I was some kind of media guy, so there was a bunch of college chicks hanging around, driving carts and stuff. And I remember he said it wasn't his father and his brother, all the males in the Mickey Mantle family all died in their 40s. And he said, boy, if I'd have known I was going to live this long. And people were complaining, as I remember, didn't he get a liver transplant?
I can't remember.
I think he did, and they were saying, well, the guy's been a drinker all his life, so why would you reward? I think that was an issue. But anyway, Mickey Mantle passed away on this day in 1986. Died on this day in 1995. 1986, the Georgia superstar decides to play with the big boys, Herschel Walker. They stand out of the Trump United States Football League, signs with the Dallas Cowboys. And our birthday list includes DeMarcus Cousins, 34, former NBA All-Star.
Patricia is asking where she can get that French girl laugh. I want to hit it one more time there, Flounder, because the Olympics are over. We're pretty much...
We can use this whenever we want.
It's on Facebook and YouTube all the time. Basically, it's a little girl trips, and the other girl starts laughing at her. It's all over. I don't know what it's under, but it's all over Facebook.
And she sounds like a French laugher.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. And speaking of laughter, Flounder, let's get cut number 5. The media and the audience in on it together when Stephen Colbert tries to be clever, talking with a CNN anchor, Caitlin Collins, about news coverage of Carmela Side Piece and the rest of them. Stephen Colbert.
I know you guys are objective over there, that you just report the news as it is. Oh, I know. CNN makes I know.
Was that supposed to be a laugh line?
It wasn't supposed to be, but I guess it is.
I mean, boom. I mean, they obviously was a laugh line. I mean,
he was trying to do it straight.
He was doing it straight.
Oh my!
He was giving them credit, saying, "Well, you, Dana Beck, all you people have done such a great job of covering the camp." Oh my God!
What a whore!
Exactly.
He's
There's no
such a
other.
whore.
He's a prostitute, and of course he's not in the press, so it's even worse. He's as a talk-to-toot or something.
I'd love to see his bank account and where he's getting checks from.
Yeah, he's obviously getting paid.
Allegedly.
No way. It's my opinion. 5:30, Kim Rapine, Flounder. Flounder's funnies, tweets, game. We got all kinds of stuff here. There we go. Look out.
During the crazy busiest election season we've ever experienced, you need a voice you can trust. Not headlines, not former shock jocks, but veterans, conservative leaders, and Atlanta talk radio legends.
This is the ballgame. This is for all the marble. This is like
this is for the country.
This is 8 years of turmoil.
Count on the conservative voice of Atlanta to bring you the biggest names in politics as this wild election season changes by the day. This is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Safe and sound, baby. Safe and sound. We got to keep it safe and sound. That's why we have Atlanta Safe House to protect your stuff. In fact, unlike the Kimberleys and his medical records and when I went down to Florida. Well, you know the whole story. Again, that's why you have a safe. And a lot of, I don't know how many people, especially if you're married and you have a family, things you want to keep track of, including medical records and your dental records and your marriage and divorce papers, your living will, all the things that your kids need to find out. Mine now exactly know where to go. Well, when I was down in Florida, I didn't have a safe down there like an idiot. Atlanta Safe House, though, has a safe that you're looking for, even if you don't know it, including those big, beautiful gun safes. Now, these babies are big and sturdy. They can bolt them from the inside to your concrete basement or garage floor or something like that. And again, they have nooks and crannies and shelving units, so you can have it basically designed any way you want. Check out their pistol safes as well, high security safes. They can build you a vault door. They can build you a family storm shelter at Atlanta Safe House. And by the way, Jeff and Mark love it when they have folks showing up at their showroom it's off Industrial Boulevard up there in Ackworth. Just stop and say hi. Say, boy, this is a great safe. It's great talking to you. Listen to you on the radio. Boom, bam, pow, and off you go. And do a selfie or something and send it to me. We'll give you a little shout out. Jeff and Mark and the guys at Atlanta Safe House using off-duty firefighters, police, and military to make sure you can trust the people coming into your house or your business to deliver your safe exactly the way you want it. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you, whether they're up in the showroom in Ackworth or looking them up on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
What is spacious, has a versatile cabin, offers an inclusive voice assistant, and luxurious accommodations for up to 7? Meet the 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 4MATIC SUV. The advanced GLE SUV leaps further ahead with turbo hybrid power, fresh styling, and even more innovative technology. Experience the 2024 GLE 350 4MATIC SUV. Lease one today for just $839 per month for 36 months with $63.53 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models, and visit today to see how to qualify. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 3rd, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Feeling the heat, Atlanta? Don't let it get you down. Stay cool with Carrier products from Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Their Carrier systems are designed to help keep you comfortable even during the hottest days. With advanced cooling technology, you'll enjoy a refreshing home no matter how high the temperature rises. And right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new Carrier system. That's right, up to $2,000 off to ensure you stay cool all summer long. Plus, their Carrier systems come with excellent warranties for added peace of mind. At Central Heating and Air Conditioning, they pride themselves on better service through knowledge. And right now, you can save up to $2,000 on a new Carrier system. That's right, up to $2,000 off to ensure you stay cool all summer long. Turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts. Call 770-GET-HEAT or visit centralheat.com today.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Diamonds Direct Atlanta is now open. The nation's fastest growing jewelry store now has a location right here in Buckhead. Shopping for the perfect ring to pop the question? Or maybe an everyday diamond tennis bracelet? The experts at Diamonds Direct are sure to have exactly what you're looking for, no matter the occasion. With the lowest direct importer pricing, you can expect the best selection of certified diamonds at unmatched prices, all within a luxury showroom atmosphere that makes you feel right at home. Come see what other jewelers are trying to replicate. Diamonds Direct's unbeatable after-the-sale guarantees and warranties warranties are the best you can find. Free cleanings, sizing, polishing, accent diamond replacement for the lifetime of your purchase. If that's not enough, they also offer a 110% upgrade policy for you to use as often as you'd like on your diamond engagement ring, pendant, or studs. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, come see how Diamonds Direct is reinvigorating the jewelry industry at their brand new Buckhead showroom. When you want to have complete confidence in your jewelry buying experience, shop with the experts at Diamonds Direct. Now open on the corner of Maple Drive Northeast and Peachtree.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
I
Summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirty gritty. Bend down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. All around, people looking half
Sing a
dead,
song.
walking on the sidewalk harder than a match head.
Sing it, sing it.
But at night it's a different world.
There we go.
Go out and find a girl.
Love and spoonful.
Come on and dance all
There we go.
night. Despite the heat, it'll be all right. And baby,
Yeah, and
you know it's a pity the day.
trying to get
All right,
to the
enough.
theme. All right, summer in the city. Yeah, in the summer in the city. There you go. Love and Spoonful, 3-week run at number 1 with Summer in the City, number 8 in England. The song features a series of car horns during the instrumental bridge, starting with a Volkswagen Beetle horn, ends up with a jackhammer to give the impression of the sounds of the summer in the city in 1966. Love and Spoonful.
It starts off as the Stones, and then he goes into like the Mamas and the Papas.
Yeah, exactly what it is. Yeah, that's in fact there was a whole thing of Mamas and the Papas type sounds of that whole. Now that was the '60s. That was what we did. Let's see. Birthday list includes Danny Bonaducci, 65. Partridge Family. He did that celebrity boxing thing and beat the crap out of somebody. I forgot who it was. So beat another celebrity to crap. And on this day in history, 1961, East German soldiers sealed the border between East and West Berlin to stop East Berliners from using West Berlin as an escape route to get away from communism. They started stringing barbed wire in the middle of the night while everybody slept. On this day in 1961, they tore up the streets, put the barbed wire up with fences, and 2 days later began pouring the concrete to make the barrier that became known as the Berlin Wall. It stayed there for 28 years, and it says here, and then David Hasselhoff brought it down. Know your history, kids. So I think I'm pretty sure it was Ronald Reagan.
And now the British police are the new Stasi, except without the barbed wire, which they really need right now on the shores.
In fact, tell the little people, we're going to do a tweet here. Do a tweet here in just a second. First, recall the story about what happened in Britain with people who did the wrong thing with their mouths.
One guy was yelling.
There's a protest, a Jew-hating protest of screaming in the air at people. Yeah.
Who the blank is Allah? He kept chanting it and singing it over and over again. Well, basically, under Sharia law, it's illegal to do that, and you get put away. He got, I think, 18 months for that.
And another guy made the mistake of saying what he didn't want with his new community people.
Didn't want money to go to it because they're raping our daughters, and the judge found that so reprehensible that he charged him for 20 months. Yeah. And another guy just got several months for posting emojis.
An emoji, ladies and gentlemen, on
Facebook.
He posted in These are British. These are English citizens. These are British people. They're very proper, you know.
Well, what it shows is Britain is now under, and we've been saying this for years, and it was a conspiracy theory, is now under Sharia law because the man is now in prison for breaking Sharia law.
I mean, how do you explain that? An emoji on Facebook, and he goes to jail?
They've lost their minds.
And saying, who the hell is Allah? Oh, do I have to go to jail? I mean, it's unbelievable.
You better not. They'll be coming after you. That was those British police. They tried that before, didn't they?
Where are the people to stand up for this?
They have no guns to stand up. They have now. Where are they going to put them all? You know what? You know who invented the concentration camp, right? The British.
Yeah.
in South Africa during the Boer Wars. They invented the Constitution. They invented the tank. They're not above doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
Even if it's wrong.
Yeah. Oh, God. 540, Kimmer Feed Flounder. I'll hold everything. We got 404-741-1230 is our number. 404-741-1230. We got Pete and we got tweets. By golly, we got Pete's tweets.
Here's a funny exchange on Twitter. We are reaching out from the Michigan Democratic Party to see if we can count on you to help fight back against Donald Trump and his corrupt administration. So this person replied, I would rather be raped by Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy and give birth to a pine cone through my wee-wee hole. So they responded, I have to say that is very funny, and I may need to steal that one. And he wrote back, you might as well, you guys, steal everything else.
Yeah, including Trump's campaign themes like tax on tips.
Dr. Jordan Peterson tweets, there is a reason that the wolf preying on Little Red Riding Hood wore a dress. Just saying. A billboard in Minnesota shows a man shoving his own head up his own behind. The caption reads, Governor Walz, we're trying to see things from your point of view. Signed the Rocks and Cows of the North. I said we need to get T-shirts with Rocks and Cows.
Yeah.
Mark Lewis has a pic of Trump next to Kamala. The Trump caption reads, nominated by the people. The Kamala caption reads, installed like a cheap set of mud flaps from Big Lots. Axios headline, Trump calls Harris a bitch. To which Brianna replies, you don't have to keep trying to convince me. I'm already voting for him. Libby points out Kamala vows to fix everything that she is making America go through right now. J.D. Vance tweets, Kamala Harris has done as many tough interviews as Tim Walz has battlefield deployments. He also tweets, Walz will be ordered to do battle with the media, but will cancel the interview the day before and then tell everyone he did it anyway. Roseanne Barr tweets, the Harris campaign is not actually a presidential campaign. It's an IQ test on Americans. And the Babylon Bee headline reads, I will fix things if you vote me into office, says woman currently in office.
By the way, the campaign, I can't believe there hasn't been more reaction to the Walz thing concerning the military stolen valor and the lies about. I mean, it's unbelievable. And are you getting
Fox
the same
headline?
story?
Yeah.
The Fox headline says Harris campaign dropped ball on one basic task with Walz rollout. As strategists all agree, they did not properly prepare for potential attacks on the running mate. Military record story clearly a failure of reverse opposition research. That's just incomprehensible to me that they would not know about this. The story was in Minnesota for years.
How she runs campaigns.
God. Walz continued to face scrutiny. He hasn't reacted to it. Has he said anything? No. Has his campaign said anything? The Harris campaign said he misspoke, which is a lie. How do you misspoke about reacting the times of your life?
Did you misspeak on your Twitter bio?
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Years on your Twitter bio?
Jeez. His statement about banning the kind of weapons he carried in war. I mean, you don't make them. That's not a mistake you make. Again, to me, the issue is that it shows what kind of a man he is. It shows the kind of man that he's so embarrassed about himself. He's so ashamed of the fact that he, as a little boy, wanted to be a hero. I'll guarantee you, that's the kind of punky little punk ass who said, he's the kind of guy who wants to be a leader and a hero, but he's not willing to do anything to get there. And so he had the chance to act like a hero because he acted like somebody else because he doesn't have the stature to do it himself.
This is a Manchurian candidate groomed by the Chinese communists for 30 years to go back, be a teacher, join the military, but don't get hurt, and then get into politics.
Yeah. Well, you got to wonder. I talk about grooming. I mean, again, he spent 30-something trips.
times.
He got married on the anniversary of Tiananmen Square and spent his honeymoon in China.
That they paid for.
And brought students to China. His teaching student traveling cavalcade.
Why would you do that?
China.
30 times. How can you afford that on a teacher's salary?
Oh, and by the way, Flounder, oops, I just dropped my...
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Maybe that'll fix it because it's a piece of crap right now with the thing there. Anyway, it doesn't want to do... Oh, it's not going to do it. All right,
there you go. We're going to spend the rest of the show fixing
I'm not going to do anything.
Laptop.
All right, let's do number 4 here, Flounder. This is weird. Listen, this is a reporter. It starts off funny, and then you're going to hear the stuff. This is a reporter in Minneapolis during the National Guard days of the George Floyd shooting thing when the Minnesota governor told people to stay stay in their homes. Minneapolis told people to stay in their homes. And when the people went outside on their porch to see what was going on, they were attacked by police and state troopers with paintball guns. Flounder number 4, sir, Minnesota.
And if you pay attention, you'll hear the police say, get in the house. There are several commands, and then you'll hear, light them up. And then that's when you get the fire. We'll play it again.
Here it is.
This is...
Get in your house now! Let's go! Light them up! Go inside now! Get in the house!
Shooting.
Get in.
Yep, that's what a police state would look like under Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, called communism, folks. Reaction, you're on your own property, not bothering anybody. Talk about a dictatorship. Holy crap. By the way, he sounds like a joy to be around. Remember the joy comments yesterday, but such joyful Democrat campaign. The sort of person one dreads getting next to a dinner. Shooting families to intimidate, shoot people on their own doorsteps, but allowing rioters to riot with zero repercussions for days. And remember, Kamala got him out of jail.
Bailed him out of jail.
These are the people who, and the headline here on Fox says, the polls show close contest between Trump and Harris in Florida. They're claiming, the news is claiming that their polls show that it's neck and neck in the state of Florida.
They're getting it close enough now that if they steal it, they will claim, well, Trump blew it.
Yeah.
Trump blew it.
It's his own fault.
And it's both Republicans and Democrats who are following that, wanting that to happen.
This is outrageous. 546. All right, hold everything. We have more coming up here. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. If you want to join us right up till the end here, because it feels like the end.
This is the end.
Sort of.
The end, my friend.
The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer.
On TikTok, it only takes for teenagers. Now remember, teenagers generally do not have rational thought capabilities.
For sure, yes.
They think they know it all. They think they can think their way through it, but they are physically and mentally incapable of thinking rationally.
They're just not done yet. They're getting there, but they're not quite done. They're really not quite done.
No, they need to stay in the oven just a while.
A couple of years, 3-4 years, and you're fine. 2, 3, 4 years.
But anyway, it takes 10 minutes for TikTok to radically change the mindset of a teenager. 10 minutes of reading this crap on TikTok, and they can fully indoctrinate a teenager.
Bortz and The Kimmer are only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Foundation repair isn't pretty, but at Atlanta Ramjack, we make it easy. If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with the repair. Why call us? Foundation repair is all we do. We have highly trained estimators that will thoroughly evaluate your home and only recommend what is needed. If you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881.
Your great-grandmother's wedding ring, your grandfather's favorite watch, your mom's special bracelet. These are heirlooms that will be handed down from generation to generation. There are some things that just stay in the family. So when it's time to celebrate one of life's best moments, do it with a piece of jewelry and a company that has been helping Georgia folks for decades. If you're celebrating a birthday, anniversary, or the birth of a child, stop into Solomon Brothers today. We'll help you pick out that perfect gift for any occasion. And when you visit a Solomon Brothers location, you'll see real Solomons like me, providing unmatched customer service like my family has for over 40 years. So when it's time to shop the mom and pop, Solomon Brothers Jewelers. On Peachtree Road in Buckhead, on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now on Fisher Crossing Drive in Sharpsburg. Shop us online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
We are so fortunate in this country to have a military that is 100% volunteer. Men and women who voluntarily lay their lives on the line for us. But when their service ends, transition to civilian life can be difficult, especially in this economy. Access to housing, employment, and even their earned VA benefits can be difficult. That's why Pure Talk proudly supports America's Warrior Partnership and their mission to prevent veteran suicide by providing fundamental needs to our warriors. You can help this great cause simply by switching your cell phone service to Pure Talk before the end of the month. Choose a wireless company who shares your values. Upgrade your cell phone service to America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. Dial pound 250 and say Pure Talk, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will help you make the switch. Dial pound 250 and say Pure Talk for superior cell phone service that's half the price of Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, and to help a vet in need.
You ain't nothing but a hound.
Oh, boy. Let's talk about going back to the original right here. Oh, my. Well, look out. Yeah, 1952.
You can wag your tail, but I ain't gonna feed you no more.
Ain't gonna feed you no more. Willie Mae Big Mama Thornton. 1952, the original version of Hound Dog by Big Willie Mae would become the first hit for the songwriting team of Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller. Went on to top Billboard R&B chart for 7 weeks. And sold nearly 2 million copies.
That's a good song.
Holy moly. It's got the Toll Whalen going on there. Good for her. Birthday list includes John Slattery, Roger Sterling on Mad Men, the big, tall, white-haired guy. John Slattery. And remember, you may know Debbie Mazar is 60.
Oh, she was hot.
Talk about an Italian hottie.
Upturned nose.
Yeah, she's got black hair and black eyes and a red lipstick and she was in Goodfellas, LA Law. I mean, just a hot. Debbie Mazar is 60.
Good looking woman.
Yeah, she's always been a hottie. And Chairman Mao on this day in 1966 announced the Cultural Revolution, basically sweeping the small farming collectives into huge communes so workers could be released to work in the industry parts of the country. And, of course, along with the persecution of the radicals, teachers and colleges were all shut down. Mao's rivals were murdered. And, of course, because of this, the crops failed, leading to the largest famine in history.
I think 20 million people died, at least.
Yeah, at the Cultural Revolution. It revolted the revolution, the culture, all right. Revolted the culture. Holy crap. I mean, phew. 554, Kimmer, Feet, and Flounder. How's our revolution going with our economy? Well, the NBC made the mistake of going interviews with people around the country talking about Carmela's Bidenomics plan. Flounder, if you would, let's get cut number 7, women in Philadelphia. Wait to hear about this poor lady being interviewed about how she's faring with our economy these days.
How hard has inflation hit you?
It hit me hard. It's hitting me hard.
What do you blame for it?
I blame the federal government at this point. If a working class mom who works as a paralegal cannot buy a $2 bell pepper because it's now $5, imagine a mother living on food stamps. Imagine a mother who's making minimum wage trying to feed children.
She's crying.
They're killing us without killing us. If you understand that. They're killing us without telling us they're killing us. They're hurting people in ways that they can't help themselves. It's either feed my child or how about feed my children and I don't, but I have to go work.
Well, here we are. Here we are.
You want 4 more years of this?
Yeah, but she's going to come out with a plan, before long. And also her, a little bit of cut number 6 here, Flounder. May not play the whole thing. Minnesota residents are on the record about every day there's something coming out about this Minnesota governor, Walsey Swalsey the Falsey. And here's how Minnesota residents feel about how he has treated them over the years from one problem after another. Number 6, sir.
I won't forget when you illegally banned physicians from prescribing medications for early treatment, fracturing the doctor-patient relationship.
I will never forget being forced out of my job at the VA of 20 years because of the vaccine mandates.
I won't forget when you decided which businesses were essential and which ones weren't.
I'll remember when you sent COVID-positive patients back to the nursing homes, and you chose not to send them to the Bethesda COVID hospital. People died alone.
I won't forget to vote in November.
I will never forget how you closed our churches but left the liquor stores open. I will remember how you promised us data on masks, and you never showed the data. My child can't wear a mask, and I had to pull him from school.
And I remember how you divided us.
People rioted and burnt our cities, and we were not allowed to gather with our families.
I will remember in November.
We won't forget in November.
I will never forget how you abandoned the most vulnerable Minnesotans by shutting down day programs for disabled adults.
I remember when you blamed Minnesotans when your mitigation strategies failed.
I will remember in November.
You put a limit on people who could come over to your house for Thanksgiving.
I will never wear a mask again.
I will never forget what you did to me and my friends. I will never wear a mask again.
Governor Walz, we are not your one Minnesota. We are real Minnesotans who are worried about our future. And we will remember in November.
And by the way, Kamala's side piece, the vice president, Just the Tips, has already announced her campaign that she's not going to do any sit-down interviews. She's not going to do any news conferences, at least for a while, until after the convention, and then she may do a little sit-down. But in the meantime, Pete checked it out, and she's going to be doing what, Pete?
TikTok.
Oh, wow.
TikTok.
I'm telling you, they're making a movie.
We'll see.
They're making a movie.
It's Wag the Dog. By the way, want some good news?
Yeah, I do.
After a 13-year absence.
Oh, yeah. Tell them.
The banana pudding shake is back at Chick-fil-A August 26th.
Why did they take it off? Everybody loves it.
I don't know. It is the best shake of all time.
Idiots. How about a little Flounder's funny before we run out of time there, Flounder? What do you think?
Sometimes the wokeness gets on my nerves. Sometimes it's too woke. Because I feel like it's one thing to be a good person. And everybody's trying to be a good person. And there's another thing to be like woke. I feel like woke is performative a lot of the time. Like I got my shoe stepped on the train by this white boy, right? And he's about to leave the train, which is fine. Steps in my shoe, keep it moving, big city. But he turned around, he saw it was me, he saw I was black, and he was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "What is happening? What is going on?" He got all loud with his apology. He was like, "I just want everybody on this train to know I'm so sorry for stepping on this beautiful black man's shoe." And I was like, "It's good, it's okay, it happens, And then he was like, "No, it's not good. I know how much y'all care about y'all shoes." And I was like, "What the f?" Honestly, I wish he would have just stepped in my shoe and like, sorry, and just left. Like, that would have been way more understandable. I would have been like, that racist has to be somewhere.
Remember the jokes they made about Donald Trump? They said, oh my God, when he got shot, he said, oh my God, here's Donald Trump. He's been indicted 34 times. He's got 3 baby mamas, and all he cares about is his shoes. He's black.
Who was that? Who was
that? Is Ethan Simmons.
Write him down. We want more of Ethan Simmons. Coming up on 5 o'clock with the Kimmer Pete Flounder. Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Hoorah, Semper Fi. All right, boys, tomorrow. Humpty Hump Day. Look out. Herb.
I'm coming, Possum.
292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.